ThaWaDa. In nature, there exist two fundamental forces that sustain all living beings on Earth. Yin Qi and Yang Qi. In our ancient past, masters have discovered how to harness these hidden forces, utilizing them to bend the perceived boundaries of ordinary life. Enter Mo Pai. The ancient training of the immortals. Y'all ready? We're going to read a little bit of this book I got in my hand by James Van Gelder. Kick back, man. I need you to put on your cozy socks, your cozy slippers. Sit by our fireplace, man. Halal HaWah, tribe up, shalom to my cons. Relax, man. This one's for you. We're going to talk part 3 of Incubator babies, man. But first, we need to meditate. We need to meditate when we talk about the soulless, right? We need to get into our Solbone, man. Top of the soul. Solbone podcast coming in hot. Hey, we battle up. We in battle time. Let's enter Mopai. Let's get to level 1. I mean, there's 72 levels. There's 72. 7 plus 2 is 9. Woo, so fine, so divine. The diva is the Dewey, Dewey, Dawi. We're going to talk President John, but we're going to talk Juan Key. Juan Key, the meeting place before the separation to the yin and the yang. We're going to talk the kidneys, because the key is the DNA. Kidney is kidney. Key DNA. We're going to talk Tao and Dao, or David and the Tao. And we definitely got to get on junk DNA, because junk ain't junk, man. And when you look up the etymology of junk, oh boy. Talk about it, how come you haven't, sent us the etymology drop on junk, man? All this time I thought we were talking junk, but they ain't talking junk in their trunk. Let's go. Let's enter Mopai, man. Halal HaWah. Keep the fire burning. Keep the water flowing. Keep the cold. Wow. Eight ways thunder boxing, also known as Mopai, M-O-P-A-I, is an ancient system of internal cultivation that began over 2,000 years ago with a man named Mo Zu, T-Z-U. Since its incarnation, this system has been continually refined by successions of ancient sages until the precise method was perfected for successfully combining the yin and yang qi, or ki, inside of man. Once combined, the yin and yang ki create a form of electric ki, or electricity, capable of being utilized for a myriad of different applications, including healing, combat, and even transcending the cycle of death and rebirth. His eyes were never dim. His life force never abated. Deuteronomy 34. We're talking Moses and suspended animation. It is understood that once fusion of the two energies, or inner ki, yin ki, yang ki, has been successfully attained, the individual is then able to retain their human characteristics after the death of the physical body. His eyes were never dim, his life force never abated. There are four main stages of development to the process of creating the immortal fusion inside the practitioner's being. These initial stages have been taught to Westerners as level 1, 2, 3, and 4. The final stage, level 4, is the stage of the immortal fusion. However, beyond level 4, there are 72 levels to the Mopai system in total. So this one high practitioner, John Chang, was making fireballs in his hands, lighting stuff on fire, and they say he was on like level 3 or 4, but there's 72 levels, and 7 plus 2 is 9. Let's talk immortal body. Let's talk dragon body. So beyond level 4, there are 72 levels to the Mopai system in total. So when put into proper perspective, the great immortal, the great immortal fusion that is the signature of Mopai, is actually only the beginning, a door that opens one into a new world. Currently, the greatest Mopai practitioner that is physically alive today is Master John Chang, or Khan, right? Because Chang was last eliminated, or estimated, to be at level 22. So he was last estimated to be at level 22 of the 72 levels. So, hey, here we go. He's at level 22. Having achieved fusions, John Chang has transcended death and is able to harness and control the powerful electric key. So, this other documentary that we were watching, it said he was on like level 3 or 4. So now they're saying he's on level 22, man. His name is John Chang. Akin to a traditional Native American medicine man, John Chang, or Chang, typically utilizes his supernatural abilities in order to conduct healing instruments at no monetary cost to his patients. So they say he's akin to a Native American. Ain't that something? Now, why would they throw out Native American, right? We're just talking about Mopai and Yin Yang and John Chang. Why would they talk Native American? Unless we know the Chinese fell upon this sea, right? Unless we know we're in China, unless we know that India Superior is America, is China, is Chapango, Kapangu, right? That's the only thing that would make sense to compare a Native American flow with this Chinese flow, is if we know where China actually is. The Kana is the Americana. Wow. So akin to a traditional Native American medicine man, John Chang typically utilizes his supernatural abilities in order to conduct healing treatments at no monetary cost to his patients. However, John Chang would typically utilize his electric key in conjunction with acupuncture. And when you look at acupuncture, you're just talking about the connections, like the flow, how to get your key to flow. allowing your key to heal itself, you know what I mean? Getting the flow going, seeing where the blockages are. And, you know, get a few drops ago, you know what I'm saying? This is like a part 3 to the incubator babies and a part 3 to the key flow, the sea of key, you know, the Dancian flow we've been digging on. So we're kind of combining the incubator baby drop with the sea of key, you know, key power, chi power drop, you know what I mean? Because when you talk incubator babies, you're talking soulless, and that only makes you tap in further into your soul to realize that there are soulless beings, right? When you realize there's soulless beings, man, you better tap in to your Solbone, right? You better tap into your Ruach, your spirit. You better tap into yourself. You better go where X marks the spot, right? So it's only natural, by law, love to the Khan, that the incubator baby drop, the soulless, needs to have a connection with the, you know, the soulful, the Nagas that's full of soul. It's only going to lead you further into yourself to realize that some people are not like us. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. They not like us. They not like us, man. For real, for real. So John Chang uses this in conjunction with acupuncture by channeling his electric key through acupunctural needles that are positioned at specific points on the body. Chang is able to dramatically stimulate his patient's meridians healing system. And your meridians are like your dragon lines, like the ley lines of the earth. You have ley lines in your body too. I wonder if they all match up. I wonder if it's all one thing. We're talking natural, by law, huh? This process amplifies the body's regenerative potential and results in seemingly impossible feats of healing. What the doctor says is impossible, your key can make the impossible possible, right? Regenerative, renewal, that sounds like dragon body. That sounds like they still trying to understand melanin, right? The unknown substance, right? Regenerative potential, actualized potential. It is a dichotomy of the modern world that perhaps the single most potent form of medicine today is both ancient in nature and being performed free of charge. In an effort to teach his students, John Chang also uses his powers in order to demonstrate the destructive power of his art. We're talking the martial art. So you can use it for healing or you can use it for destruction, right? You're going to keep that fire burning. You're going to keep that water flowing. We're talking the elements, the elementals, periodic table, metallic dragon drop, love to the Templar, Ahab to the Templar, Irvin Reed. Oh, man, come on, hijack. And when they start putting ads in the fireplace, man, you know, I need to unlock my full efficiency and my full potential, man. Hey, my bad, y'all. I hope this the only one. This better be the only one, bro. Cause we talking Mopar. We don't need no interruption. Y'all with me, Con? Y'all still with me? All right, let's go, man. Get cozy, get cozy. I got you. I didn't know they put ads in the fireplace, man. I saved this one for a reason. Without the ads. Here we go. Here we go, YouTube. Here we go. All right, all right. Let me fall back. Let me get my key. Because we're going to talk key. We're going to talk wine. We're going to talk Prestige. And we're going to talk incubator babies, man. I'm going to read your comments, really, and just surf the wave with y'all for part 3. Let's go. Wow. So this key, this electricity can be destructive to the hijack. This key can be destructive to hijack city, right? Or it could be healing. You know, it can bring you healing or it can bring them destruction. But John Chang uses his powers in order to demonstrate the destructive power of his art. Hold on, let me fix my fireplace. All right, we good. This sometimes involves him focusing his ki at objects and causing them to burst into flames. These supernatural feats have been famously displayed on many YouTube videos, as well as the 1988 documentary, The Ring of Fire, an Indonesian Odyssey. Following the release of the video footage of John Chang's ability, two primary Western students, Jim McMillan and Costos Daniels, traveled to visit him directly and learn the training firsthand. These two primary students both had long periods of direct contact with the true living master of the Mopai tradition, and during their training, they recorded invaluable information and experiences regarding both energy cultivation and meditation training. Let's go, cuz. Y'all ready? This is just the intro. We just getting warmed up by the fireplace. Allowing all my cons to come around the fire. We got enough cons around the fire. We got our 500 co-keeping nagas already here. That's all we need is 500 co-keeping families. Imagine what we can build, man, as a unit, right? Yeah. Separation for us is an illusion. So let's meditate. Let's get some training. We need meditation training, cuz. All this drop we done dropped throughout this 10 years of being here, man. We need meditation training because it's a lot of drop. We gotta breathe through this thing. The written accounts of their experiences studying under John Chang are found in, quote, Seeking the Master of Mopai, Adventures with John Chang by Jim McMillan, and The Magus of Java, Teachings of an Authentic Taoist Immortal by Costo Daniels. The information documented in these two works serve as an important foundation when approaching an understanding of Mopai, again spelled M-O-P-A-I. Ultimately, however, these books are just a piece of the puzzle. To be a true seeker, one has to compile information from all sources available. Let's go. And I got a few of these books that I ordered off the Amazon, including the Enter Mopai drop by James Van Gettler. We got Immortal Fangs, Longevity, Qigong, Rubbing the Abdomen to Prevent Illness and Prolong Life, translated by Franklin Fick. All right, get that drop. We got Anthony Corrales, Korahais, called Flowing Zen, Finding True Healing with Qigong. And we got the one he just mentioned, the Magus or Magi, right, of Java, J-A-V-I, Teaching of an Authentic Taoist Immortal by Costa Daniels. All right. So I'm going to start with those 4 books. I got them in hand. I'm reading them. I'm breathing through it. You know what I mean? With everything, you got to dodge the hijack. But my noggins is ready. Like, you're professionals, wave surfers, man. We've become the water so we can tap into energy, frequency, vibration without no spookiness, right? We can tap into your electricity, right? Which is the creator, right? We can tap into the inner monologue, which the soulless are lacking, right? Completely. So just like the melanin, because we can compare the melanin with the carbon-12, right? And connect that with the inner monologue, with the flame, with the elements, with the natural, natives, natural, by law. Ahab to the Ka. So when we talk cultivation back in the book, into the Mopai, for the dedicated practitioner, Mopai serves as both a fighting art, Manak. We're talking combat, right? We're talking martial arts right here. For the dedicated practitioner, Mopai serves as both a fighting art and a catalyst for metamorphosis. What does it mean? Metamorphosis, Manak. Constantly evolving the practitioner both eternally or externally, Shalak, and internally. So you're going to be evolving outwardly and inwardly, right? The accumulation of life force involved with the Mopai practices does not cause one to become more powerful, but it also, does not only cause one to become more powerful, but it also enhances and clarifies the practitioner on an experiential level. Eventually, with enough persistent training, meditation leads one to the steps of immortality with a realization of one's true nature and the experience of nirvana. What? I'm just reading about the cultivation of the Mopai, man. They talking about you experiencing nirvana, man. Look up nirvana, come back. We're talking promised land, right? We're talking peace. We're talking Shalom. So we about to become more powerful together, God. And if all you get out of this, man, is to contain your jinn, J-I-N-G they call it, build your frequency up, perhaps that will raise our consciousness in what we eat, our diet, our thoughts, our thought patterns, what we think about. And our breath, man, doing our breath work, our breath exercises, getting our lungs up, which is the dragon, the lung. The lung is the long, right? The long is the dragon, literally, the Li. If all we get is how to breathe and connect with ourselves inwardly, you've taken major steps towards the most high power, right? Because there ain't no way that the soul full, not the soulless, but the soul filled, the Nog is filled with the soul, must have it inside of them. You must have that fire burning. You must have that fire burning, Khan, if you are natural by law. So we getting cozy. Put on your cozy slippers, man, and get around the fireplace and let's get into level 1. That was just the intro. And then we're going to talk the soulless incubator babies. What is the goal of meditation? Get to the stage to know the primal self. We're talking first. That's a quote by Costa de Neos. Through consistent training, John Chang has been able to consciously ascend himself into the ranks of the immortals. As such, besides the fantastic powers, John Chang has unlocked his primal self, and he now serves as a beacon of light for humans. Knowing the primal self is not an idea, but an actual experience. It is an attainment that is regarded as the purpose of one's very existence. As an experience at the depth of one's true immortal nature, the primordial self, however, most do not have a substantial reference point when making an effort to understand the importance of self-cultivation and following truth. It is for this reason that most people do not take the wisdom of ancient masters seriously and failed to commit themselves to continual practice. If one is able to reach self-realization either through traditional practices or through Mopai training, the practitioner will not simply know who they are, but actually will become who they are. So, Shalak, the journey is not just to know thyself, but become yourself, and that's deep. That's deep, to become who you are, right? Who you truly are. You know what I'm saying? Like, people change. We hear that all the time, but this process, man, this alchemy that you're in is becoming who you are, like who you really are. It don't matter how you start, right? It's about how you finish, man. I could be like, man, I was raised in these trenches. You know, I've done a lot of things I'm not proud of. I've broken the code in all kind of ways. But is that who I am? Or is that a part of my process, you know what I'm saying, to becoming who I am? You know what I'm saying? Whatever Moses had to go through, king of Kush for 40 years and all these things. You know, we can't judge a Naga on being, you know, this perfection every day and as a king of Kush. Like, who knows? You know, you talk about David, oh, he murdered a man with this Bathsheba situation, which we don't claim because we see the parallels and the phantoms and the duplications, and it appears that David was an innocent man. You know what I'm saying? The translators be translating, but even if that was the case, is that who he is, a murderer? Or is that part of the process, you know, that he had to go through, his house being separated, all these things formed and shaped, you know what I'm saying, who he is to become, you know what I mean? This is all we're talking about with what we're going through together as a tribe, no matter what. The ups, the downs, the smiles, the frowns, when everything is click-clacking, when everything is not click-clacking. Who are you? How do you still show your Ahab? How do you still show your support? How do you still build the wall of, you know, protection, even in, you know what I'm saying, the times of disarray or the times, you know what I'm saying, of darkness, right? So this is the light that we got to find on the inside in these times of darkness. We're talking about the etheric body, the ether, man. We're talking ether, man. We're talking mem sauce flowing. So this journey is not about knowing who you are, but becoming who you are. Complete experiential transformation. An immortal being such as this is now a spirit with a human body. Not a human body with a spirit, but a spirit with a human body. We are spirits experiencing, right? We are energy, frequency, vibration. A being who has died but continues to live. Ooh. To most Westerners, the etheric body is an unknown aspect of ourselves. That sounds like the dragon, right? The unknown substance, the substance of unknown origin. It is an unknown aspect of ourselves. We talking dragon body when we talk etheric body. But contains within it the capacity to unlock seemingly unlimited amounts of power. Unlimited because you tapped in, and when you tapped into the source, which we call HaWah, which is our breath and our security, or our secure breath, or our revelation foundation. Man, when you tapped into HaWah, you got unlimited amounts of power. HaWah. All we gotta do is keep the code. That's all we gotta do. Is keep the code. To understand the etheric body is to understand the mechanics of Mopai's great power, the secret of which lies in its activation. Vibrate, right, cons? Activate, right, cons? We've been saying it since off the balcony. Shout out to my wave surfers, balcony surfers. In all individuals, the etheric body continually works for one's highest good, constantly gathering and refining. The vital energy contained in their surroundings during Mopai training, the practitioner takes advantage of this process by utilizing certain techniques that allow them to consciously absorb large amounts of ki into their etheric body from the surrounding environment. Don't that sound like them etheric antennas that's on these so-called Tartarian buildings, man? Absorbing the ki from the environment. You do the same. You're a natural ether beings, right? Shout out to Natural by Law. You're an Ethiopian. Ethiopian? Ethiopian, right? Shout out to Natural, man. Go dig on his channel because he's dropping that drop. Well, a natural Ethiopian can consciously absorb large amounts of ki into the etheric body or dragon body from the surrounding environment. Now you got the yang ki, sun, air, top of the head, right? Or you got the yin ki, earth, right? hui yin, right? So that's positive, what they call so-called negative or negative, right? Like the anion flow, like the hydrogen anion, they say has a negative charge. But really it's filled with the yin, which is like a battery, right? Positive and negative come together to get the electricity. It's the same thing. It's a battery, my naga, and so are you. But are you activating? Are you vibrating? Are you realizing with real eyes? Both yin ki and yang ki flow within the etheric body. The vital energy known as yang ki continuously enters through the back section of the top of the head. This point of entry is known as the Ba Hui or HaWah. The Ba HaWah. They spell it B-A-I-H-U-I, Ba Hui. Or don't they say HaWah in the Native American flow? H-U-E or H-U-I, right? HaWah, Hawi, HaWah. Breath, we talking. Security, we talking. Dragon body, we talking. And the Ba is the house. The Ba is the house, and we're talking about the top of the head. So one method that practitioners use to find this point is by touching the top of one's ears with their thumbs and then touching the middle fingers together at the top of the head where it feels energetically alive. Almost sounds like a place near that soft spot, like a baby soft spot. You know, they got that hole in the head. You know, it's like, what's this, man? That's the soft spot, right? So after entering the top of the head, the yang ki descends down the individual's back and into the lower danshin. If you don't know what a danshin is, D-A-N-T-I-E-N, go get the previous drops. On the danshin field, sea of elixir field. We're going to talk some more kidneys or key DNA, man. Do you see clearly? I hope I'm not overdropping. I hope we ain't overdropping, but we are keeping that fire burning. So this danshin, which serves as a container for holding and distributing the vital energy to the body. Now, what else is a container that is the vessel that the spirit is contained, right? That's the alchemical dragon. Remember that drop, right? So This is for my advanced wave service, man. We're gonna go fast for you. Normally I slow it down. You know, I got a lot of new wave service every day, right? But I'm doing this for the advanced wave service. I need all my noggins. If this is your first class in this dojo, just belly flop. You're gonna have to get your belly flop skills up sometime. And today's the day. Today is the day. Halal HaWah, Drop Nation, let's go. We are ether walking with our etheric body. Yeah, so the vessel in which the spirit is contained is the alchemical dragon, and they're saying that this serves as a container for holding and distributing the vital energy to the body. This constant inflow, man, come on. All right, see. I see what y'all doing now. It's all good, it's all good. This constant inflow of yang qi is the reason that the back section of the top of the head is always warm. Whoa, this is why they try to distract us, man, so we don't rub our head bones. Ahab to the ox that have a dedicated aqua to rub their head, man, rub their head bones sometimes, man, because they literally rubbing this section, man, you know, getting the yang qi flowing, man. The yang qi is up top, and the yin qi, or jin, right, is coming right up that, you know what I'm saying, abdominal flow, right? Lower abdominal flow all the way up. So that's the battery, so-called positive, so-called negative, right? Negative. So the back section of the top of the head is always warm. In meditation, when the awareness has extended into the etheric body, ether body, dragon body, it actually becomes possible to perceive the inflowing waves of warm qi as it travels down the back. Woo! The waves of warm qi, my naga. Let me fix my fireplace, man. Ooh, y'all ready for the wave? Y'all ready to surf the wave? Like you never surfed it before? We've been surfing the wave for a long time, about a decade, right here on YouTube, but we ain't ever surfed a wave like this before, with the warm waves, the waves of the warm qi, right? Travels down our backbone, man. Woo! The Bahui point, or HaWah point, is also a natural balancing mechanism for the body to convert excess yin qi into yang qi. But before this qi, the sea of qi, is separated into yin yang, it is Wan qi. They spell it Y-U-A-N, which is Wan, which is John. And I'm asking you, who is Prester John, right? Because that seems to be where X marks the spot. That seems to be where the paths meet. That seems to be the unifying place before the separation of the yin and the yang. Before the Star Wars goes, you know, light and dark, right? Light, you know, and then the dark Sith and all this stuff. Before the energy is separated, it is at a meeting place. And this meeting place is Wan Qi, is Prester John, right? This is the elixir field, the sea of qi, or sea of ThaWaDa. And the Da is the door. Mama say, I'm standing, man, right outside the door, right? This is Proverbs chapter 8 I'm reciting, man. We talking, right? Mama say, Mama speaks for herself in Proverbs chapter 8. I suggest you read along with it. I mean, don't be thoughtless, my noggin. What's breath without security? What's security without breath? Wah, inhale, exhale, Khan. Or yin yang, Khan. Because the yin yang is the HaWah, you know what I mean? Where the paths meet is your electricity or electric key. And the key opens the door. Whoa, Now we're talking Tao and Tao. Ping pow. It's a pleasure to surf this wave with you. It's a pleasure to fly air ether with you, my naga. We are reaching a cruising altitude in Drop Nation. Yang Qi needs to be equally balanced with Yin Qi. Yin Qi is absorbed from the earth by the body. That's why you got to ground your feet, right? That's why your diet got to be natural by law. Your diet, the D is the door, right? So Yang Qi needs to equally be balanced with the Yin Qi to get the electricity. Yin Qi is absorbed from the earth by the body at the HaWah Yin point. H-U-I, H-U-E, Hui, HaWah Yin, or John point. The HaWah Yin point is located near the area of the perineum, similar to the Ba Hui point, the Hui Yin point, or HaWah Yin point. It's also where the body transforms Yin Qi into Yang Qi. For this reason, the HaWah Yin point and the Bai HaWah point are means for the body to balance the Yin and Yang Qi in order to maintain harmony. Humans also gather vital energy through the air that they breathe and the food that they eat. Bang, we're talking diet. Many monks will eat with constant awareness, knowing food contains a concentration of vital energy that is absorbed when consumed. Some alchemists state that it is important to give intent and to charge the food that one consumes. What? So you saying the fast food, right, that we consume isn't charged up enough? And my niggas on the highest frequency, they knew to charge their food, like niggas be charging their water, right? Or, praying over their water, you know what I mean? Or giving positive words before they consume their water, because water is alive. Shit, what is water, right? What is H2O? What is air? You think that's air you breathing, man? Yin Yang Qi. And notice when you spell China, right, they say CH, ch, but we know we're talking a hard K, k, because wasn't no soft ch in ancient languages. So we don't say China, it's Kena or Kana. And when you talk Chi, CHI, that's how you spell Chinese, right? That's how you spell China. So the China is spelled with the key. The China is the key, which is why the key is right here in America. Which is why we know ancient China is right here in America. Ancient Japan is right here in America. Ancient India is right here in America. Ancient Egypt is right here in America, which makes America, India, superior. Boss. Come on. Talking inner key. Humans also gather vital energy through the air that they breathe and the food that they eat. Many monks would eat with constant awareness, knowing food contains a concentration of vital energy that is absorbed when consumed. Some alchemists state that it is important to give intent to charge the food that one consumes so as to transmute the vital energy contained in the food in order to fit one's desires. Whoa. You can transmute the energy, the vital energy contained in the food in order to fit one's desires. The capacity of the 3 elixirs and the activity of the 7 major chakras determine the overall health and youthfulness of the physical body. When the etheric body is at a high potential, the human body will not only last longer, but will have the capability to rejuvenate from disease. My Nagas is dying from disease. We can rejuvenate, man. These cancers don't gotta be the end of us, man. We're talking from personal experiences, right? I got plenty of family that checked out from these diseases, this diabetes, this cancer, man. I'm tired of it. I lost my own pops to this disease, man. So to know we have the capability to rejuvenate from it and yet not do it, it gives a whole higher clarity to the scripture. Our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Currently, a basic understanding of the etheric body and its importance on health is a major hole in the Western medical paradigm. Our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. They don't know about the etheric body, right? It's not common knowledge for us, right? It is important. Its importance on health is a major hole, right? It's a major hole in Western medical paradigm. In the future, learning to activate the etheric body to its highest potential will be a major breakthrough in Western medicine. Scientific progress and our true nature will keep continually moving forward. Today, more and more evolved humans like John Chang are appearing and causing disruptions to the central scientific paradigm. The real importance is over time, by practicing meditation, more pi training, or connecting with one's soul through soul purpose. We ain't talking soulless. When we talk Muay Pi or Mopai, M-O, are we really talking M-U? Like moo? Like moo? Like Hawaii moo? Huh? Is Mo moo, and do we have to dodge the vowels, right? Is Mo just moo? Or are we stumbling on a lost muon practice of meditation, energy, renewal, rejuvenation? Because the Mu Pa training or connection, right, connects one's soul through soul purpose, and these soulists don't have it. So when they're trying to practice this Mu Pa, and look up Pa in the Hebrew, right? You're just talking about a mouth and opening. Like, what are you opening, right? So can they open the same doors as you? Do they have the same key to unlock the same doors as you, right? Or is this the year of the dragon? And love to my Nagama, he said, man, they lied to us, man. That wasn't the real year of the dragon, man. So I guess we in it, man. I guess we riding it still. We still in the year of the dragon, man. Let's get it. Soulful purpose, top of the soul, God. people can begin to program and awaken their etheric nervous system to higher potentials. This process leads to an increase in the quality of life, both physically and on an experiential level. Before moving on to the level 1 training, it is necessary to emphasize the precarious nature of Mopai. The art of Mopai is without doubt one of the single most fascinating technologies. This is Tech Drop 101, and you are the technology, Kyle. This is technology we're talking. Spiritual technology, physical technology, ether weapons, ether talking, ether walking in the energy cultivation arena, but it is not without risk, okay? Disclaimer, Managi. Before you go crazy with the Mupa, you really got to get your balance on. You really got to get your, you know what I mean, frequency on. You know what I mean? Because if you're out of balance with this stuff, you know, you can, you know what I mean, jam yourself up. So make sure you recon it fully. Disclaimer. For the serious practitioner, treading carefully is a must. It is important to understand that Mopai is not, you know, what they call natural. It is a man-made technology. Now, why would they have to say that? Because they don't have the knowledge to connect to your ancestors, that they think they stumbling on something for the first time that is man-made, that is not natural, to have these elixir fields and to have this flow. This sounds like mankind speaking, right? If trained without proper guidance, it can have harmful effects towards one's body. In most cases, simply stopping the training will allow the body to reverse any negative effects. So anyway, if it gets too hot in the kitchen, you might need to step out the kitchen. Let it, you know, reverse or rejuvenate to yourself and start when you're ready, you know what I'm saying, for this journey, for this balance, you know what I'm saying? Don't take this lightly. And again, they say it's man-made technology, that is not natural. I need you to judge for yourself. You know, when you read level 1, like we're about to read a piece of level 1, then we'll continue. We're not going to rush it. We're just going to get pieces. We're going, you know, eat like babies, like infants. But we're not talking incubator babies. But we are talking incubator babies. And to the incubator babies, you know what I'm saying, maybe it's not natural for them. Maybe they start exploding when they get on this energy field, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they tap in, maybe this is a warning for the incubator babies. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's not natural for them to charge up like this. They call it man-made, but we ain't saying mankind made it, man. We talking human-made, man, which is natural by law. So let's go, man. The knowledge of how to train is best kept in secrecy, because while many people think they can handle the training, it can actually be very dangerous if done improperly. And this has played out with certain Westerners. Yeah, we're talking incubator baby. We're not talking Nagas. So to my Nagas, man, all I can say is get ready to pop off, man. Let's go. Let's get a piece of level 1, and we're going to talk soul, then we're going to talk soulless and get into part 3 of Incubator Babies, which is me reading your comments and surfing the wave with you. Wow. Level 1, Summoning the Fire. Level 1 of the Mopai training consists of specialized meditation in order to accumulate both Yang Qi and Yin Qi. The goal at the end of level 1 is for the lower Dantian to be 100% full of yang chi. The Mopai meditation training is a combination of three primary aspects: concentration, lower abdominal breathing, and grounding. Now, what's unnatural about that? And they say it's not natural. Like, you're grounding into nature, you're breathing, right? And you're concentrating. Why is the hijack afraid of it, right? Why is it not natural for them to breathe and concentrate and ground? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's interesting. Let's go. Moving forward is an analysis of the level 1 technique that has been released widely through many of the direct Western students of John Chang. From these students, Jim McMillan and Costa de Neos have been the major players when it comes to teaching using the information that has been made available by John Chang students. The level 1 training can be observed and analyzed. Let's get scientific about it there. Repeatable and observable science. Let's go. Part 1. Meditation posture. All right, get your posture. Get your posture. Let's go. Y'all ready? We've been waiting for this moment. Let's go. We popping off. Sit down with legs crossed. In order or in either the full lotus, half lotus, or normal cross-leg style. Full lotus is similar so do the recon, Google full lotus, you'll get it. All right, so full lotus is similar to the normal seated position, except the practitioner sits with both legs folded so that the back of each foot is resting on top of the opposite thigh. A proper full lotus position will naturally straighten and align the curvature of the back. Half lotus is when only one foot rests on top of the opposite thigh, while the other foot rests under the opposite thigh. If the practitioner cannot sit in half lotus, they can also sit with their legs crossed normally and still make significant progress. If one is not in full lotus posture, they also need to add a hand mudra, the mudra, M-U-D-R-A. So, there's different mudras for different things. You can recon mudras. This is how you connect your fingers in different ways. Nowadays, they'll call them gang signs. But here, we're talking meridians and how each finger connects to a different part of your organs and meridians in your body, right? So this is not spookism, Managa. This is just energy, frequency, vibration. The hand mudra serves to increase the potency of the training by raising the awareness. For many Westerners accustomed to the modern lifestyle, the ability to engage in the proper half lotus or full lotus posture is limited. These students should not strain themselves or put excess pressure on their knees. One should never force a posture. It is important not to strain the knees and to be patient in developing flexibility. The ability to meditate in lotus, half lotus comes naturally as a person progresses in conscious awareness. Flexibility runs hand in hand with personal evolution. The further one's training develops, the easier and more natural it becomes to sustain the different asanas or positions. So flexibility, Managa, is very important. I'm not a naturally flexible person. Matter of fact, I'm so not flexible in so many ways. When I signed my little ones up to Taekwondo, like almost 3 years ago, I had to, convince my daughter, man, to pop off. And one of our things was like, I knew she would do it if I do it with her, So, I grew up doing martial arts with my older brother, who was all in the BKF, Black Karate Federation, love to the cons. I grew up doing Kempo, but I took a long, decades off of all that. And, just got my kids, got my droplets in the Taekwondo. And, you know, I had to do it with him because my daughter, you know, I had to do it with him, you know what I'm saying? So for the last 3 years or so, I've been doing Taekwondo, you know, as an adult. And I'm still not super flexible like that, but I know I'm more flexible than I would have been. And now I see why, you know, drop need to be a little flexible to get in some of these positions or to, you know, allow my key to flow. And I'm grateful, all praise to why, because I would have never signed myself up to nut like Taekwondo. You know what I mean? But now I'm in a position like this summer, you know, I'm set to get my brown belt in Taekwondo. That's all right, man. That wasn't what I was trying to do. But, you know, after, you know, a few years, you know what I'm saying, now we are at this point, and my little ones is about to be brown belts too, man. And, you know, a couple years after that, you know what I'm saying, now we can, you know, be black belts together. That's something that I would have never thought, you know, I would take that route, you know what I'm saying? But to do it with my droplets, you know what I'm saying, be black belts at the same time, and something like Taekwondo, which, you know, people might be like, oh man, you know, that's just for this and just for that, man. Look, man, Taekwondo, Taekwondo, it's all about the towel, man. It's all about the flexibility. You know what I'm saying? Man, those workouts are crazy, getting your lungs up, breathing, and I call it the art of fighting when you're dog tired, because you be going sparring after sparring after sparring after sparring. After 4 or 5 rounds, man, just back to back, man, you still gotta, you know what I'm saying, maintain your key and your breathing and remember your combinations, your instincts, you know what I mean? Um, the same time that we started training Taekwondo, my little one started training Jiu-Jitsu. And so typically they'll go to Taekwondo and Jiu-Jitsu on the same day, you know what I'm saying? 4 or 5 days of strongs. And of course, same thing, I had to do it with him, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, now I'm getting, you know, more advanced than that, you know what I'm saying? So for the last 3 or 4 years, this has been the thing, getting flexible, and Jiu-Jitsu flexibility is different than Taekwondo flexibility. But, you know, from training Jiu-Jitsu and Taekwondo on the same day for the last 3, 4 years, and with Jiu-Jitsu, I've been training that since before my daughter was born, like, and my daughter's 15 now. You know what I'm saying? That flexibility in your neck and your back and being in all these crazy positions and people trying to stack you and, you know what I'm saying, you know, submit you this way or that way, your ankles, your wrist, everything. Man, I mean, you know, just my whole point is, man, do something. Like, I would have never taken these paths if not just making sure my children were involved and, you know, comfortable with my daughter especially. And by doing it with her and doing it with them for the last 3, 4 years, going on 4 years, man, you know, I appreciate the flexibility, but, you know, I appreciate the conditioning. I appreciate, you know, overcoming, you know, moments that you feel like you can't go further physically, you know what I'm saying? And getting so comfortable within the uncomfortable. You know, one of my senseis always say that, man, like, you know, get comfortable in the uncomfortable. If I got you in split position with a weight on your back for 3 minutes, it's not gonna be comfortable, but find comfort in the discomfort. You know what I mean? And it's not too late to start, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm 45, but 4 + 5 is 9. It's the year of the dragon, man. We popping off. So develop your flexibility, man. You know, even if it's just a little at a time, man, you know, as we dodge all hijacks at all costs, even if it's just a little bit at a time. And you know what's crazy? Hold up, man. Hold up. I like this ad. You know what's crazy? You know what I like about this? It's HaWah. HaWah, man, is one of a kind. Because I'm looking at Asana right here, Asana. And we just read that what? Flexibility runs hand in hand with personal evolution. The further one's training develops, the easier and more natural it becomes to sustain the different asanas. I'm reading this out the book. I didn't know an ad will be popping up as I read it for asana, spelled the same way. Now we gotta dig on these sanas, man. But you want to sustain different asanas, A-S-A-N-A. And here they go. I don't even know what this is about, but I know that HaWah is amazing, man, with the validation right in our face, man. A-S-A-N-A, and I'm reading it here, A-S-A-N-A-S. Asanas, right? So the idea behind yoga is to stretch in order to evolve consciously, but vice versa. With conscious evolution comes flexibility. This is because one's mind is the source of dis-ease and tension. A lot of the tension and your flexibility comes from, you know what I'm saying, your own mind, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's your own stress causing the tension, man. As the student becomes more aware and present through continual training, their body also becomes more relaxed, my nigga. I'll read that again. Get it back for a stat, man. As the student becomes more aware and present through continual training, their body also becomes more relaxed. As the muscles become more relaxed, they also become more pliable. The point being, students should allow themselves to fall into the postures naturally over time as they progress. Each of the 3 sitting positions have different effects on the focus of awareness inside of the etheric body. Normal cross-legged sitting naturally places awareness at the stomach area, also known as earth, my naga. Let me adjust my fireplace. Half lotus posture places awareness on the heart chakra, also known as humanity. Whoa. The final posture, the full lotus, concentrates the awareness at the top of the head, also known as heaven. Come on, man. So they said earlier that you can sit cross legs normally and work your way up, but sitting cross legs normally, right? That's good. That activates the stomach or abdomen flow, abdomen flow, right? The Jin flow. And it still goes from the Jin to the Shin, or to the Jin to the Ki, which is your heart, Danshin, right? Then to the Shin, which is your crown chakra, your mind bone, your pineal gland, right? Third eye. God, so who would know that this connects with the way you sit, my naga? Sitting cross-legged naturally, right? It places an awareness at the stomach level known as the earth. And the half lotus posture, research half lotus, places awareness on the heart, which is the key, the chi, also known as humanity. The final posture, the full lotus, concentrates the awareness at the top of the head, also known as heaven or the crown, manadi. So that when you sit in the full lotus, you concentrating your energy at the top, the heaven. Half lotus, heart, regular sitting Indian style position, that's your abdomen flow, which is all very important. That's the Jin, the Ki, and the Shin, and the Danshin flow. Go get the previous drops. So this raised awareness fosters a more efficient meditation practice and releases the requirement for a hand mudra. The higher the awareness is raised, the more control that an individual has in meditation. So in a sense, it's like the hand mudras, M-U-D-R-A, the points that you connect your fingers, right, to activate certain meridians that connect, right, to certain parts of your lungs, your heart, right, your crown, right, your liver, like your kidneys. You don't need them at the highest levels per se, you know what I'm saying? But they can assist you, to raise your vibration to those levels, basically, right? So by supplementing a hand mudra, the resting awareness of the sitting postures can also be raised, thus increasing the effectiveness of the meditation practice. The most important aspect of the various hand mudras is the thumb itself. Thumb, right? The thumb, right? The majority of the thumb correlates with the spine or the column of awareness. Did you know your spine is the column of awareness, Khan? Because you got to raise up your ki, your kundalini. Kum means to rise. Kum, right? Kum da, right? The door. La na, right? You got the shepherd's staff with the la. You got the na, which is the noon, the seed. You're raising that. Woo. You're raising that seed through a door, right? Let's go. So the majority of the thumb correlates with the spine or the column of awareness, and the tip of the thumb correlates with the top of the head. By utilizing a hand mudra that touches the tip of the thumbs, one is placing awareness at the top of the head and increasing the effectiveness of one's practice. By placing awareness at the top of the head, one is, to a certain extent, fulfilling the purpose of the full lotus posture. So it's like a cheat code. If you can't sit in full lotus, utilizing the hand mudra, you can still achieve this awareness at your crown, right? At the top of the head. Managa Hawa put a cheat code in our bodies, man. We got to go within to get to that heaven, right? Let's go. And we also got hell below, right? Within us, right? So there are three, and again, heaven and hell is like negative, positive, and the negative is the negative, the Naka charge anion. So there ain't no hell, only what you put yourself through, right? Only when you choose something else to witness, thus you're not observing, right, the code anymore. Like now you are in a place of it's all happening. The full wave is happening, right? Good and bad is happening. But when you observe quantum physics, double slit expand, when you observe, you collapse the wave pattern. What do you observe, and what are you going to collapse the wave pattern to? If you observe through their all-seeing eye, you collapse the wave pattern on everything that's happening now, right? All the chaos. When you observe the code of HaWah in Exodus 20, got us in code. And rule number one is MHOE, most high over everything, no power before HaWah. When you take them hijacks out the way and only worship your creator, only your power, then you can keep the fire burning, man. Then you can keep the water flowing and tap in with your elixir field, etheric body, dragon body. Now you're talking immortality, fountain of youth. Who is Prester? Wand, right? Who's the priest king? Wand means king. The Khan is the priest, where X marks the spot. There are three primary variations of hand mudras, which one can employ based on comfort, the first two being very common, and the last being somewhat rare. Since you can't see the diagrams, you know what I'm saying, right in front of you now, this is something that you can pause and recon at your own pace, all right? So the first hand mudra is connecting the tip of the thumb with the tip of the pointer finger and resting the hands with the palms facing upward. The second mudra is often used in Zen meditation. This mudra is placing the right hand over the left hand with both palms facing up and connecting the tips of the thumbs. Dhyana, or Dhyana mudra, the last hand mudra, is a combination of the first two. The practitioner places the right hand over the left hand and connects the two thumbs. then raises the two pointer fingers to connect the tips of the thumbs. So meditation preparation. Place hands on the legs or lap with both hands positioned in the mudra chosen. The spine is kept straight like a column of coins, and the shoulders are stretched out like the wings of a vulture or a dragon. Yeah, let's go. In order to keep from hunching forward, the chin should be very slightly pressed in towards the larynx so as to allow vital energy to flow into the head. And the chin is the chi, or the key. Let's go. Meditation techniques. All right, last part we'll get is a couple paragraphs here, and then we'll continue in level 1. I'm not going to rush it. We're just talking posture, mudras, right? Energy, frequency, and vibration. The level 1 meditation technique first involves becoming aware of the lower dantian. Traditionally, the location of the lower dantian is 3 finger widths below the navel and 2 finger widths behind the navel. The lower dantian is cultivated in the level 1 meditation training through isolating the breath into a lower stomach, so that no other part of the body is moving. If done correctly, one would notice that the shoulders are still and unmoving. Only the stomach area should be moving with each in-breath and out-breath. Over time, this style of breathing will become second nature to the practitioner. The purpose behind the level 1 breathing technique is because yang qi is in the air that one breathes. So by isolating the breathing into one area, the lower dantian, the practitioner is specifically targeting the purpose of filling the lower dantian. The Mopai student also has the option to practice the reverse breathing. Okay. The reverse breathing technique, which is where the stomach actually expands while breathing out and contracts while breathing in. The reverse breathing technique is common in most Taoist cultivation circles for cultivating the lower dantian. The reverse breathing is common to cultivate the lower dantian. All right. And the Taoist is the Dao, D-A-O, or D-A-U, right? Dodge the vowel. The next aspect of the level 1 technique is that during the exercise, the practitioner is visualizing their breath moving in through their nostrils and down into the lower dantian and then back up and out. If the practitioner does not like visualization, however, it is not required, and the dantian will still be cultivated as long as the other mechanics are observed. In Hermetics, the idea behind visualization practice is that it creates a type of filter, altering the structure of the energy being absorbed, thus making it more focused. Calm. During the meditation training, one of the 2 basic mechanics of visualization and breathing are understood. The practitioner is to sustain his/her awareness without blacking out in thought. I refer to one getting lost in thought as blacking out, because the practitioner will actually lose their conscious situational awareness of where they are and what they're currently doing and be taken somewhere else by their thoughts. The goal is to have an awareness that is unmoving by the tides of the mind. The practitioner has the freedom to choose from 3 primary methods to assist them in sustaining their awareness. The practitioner can choose to either focus on the breath moving in and out, the lower dantian area, or simply rest in awareness and not become attached to thoughts. For many, mastery of the mind can take years of consistent practice, so one should be patient with themselves as the awareness needs time to develop. Taking into account both the visualization and the isolated breathing, the Mopai method is very similar to the breathing techniques used by the ancient Egyptians for similar purposes. So first they're comparing it to Native Americans, now they're comparing it to the ancient Egyptians. All in America, right? The major difference is that the Egyptians would focus their training on all three sections of the lungs when they focus on the lower dancing area. However, they would isolate their breath by moving only the stomach in the same fashion as the Mopai do. Also similar, the Egyptians would utilize visualization training by imagining red breath. What? They say red breath moving into the lower dantian. Red breath moving into the, that's how the Egyptians roll. So then they get into grounding. All right, grounding is an important aspect of the Mopai training. Level 1, Mopai deals with gathering both yin chi, yang chi, earth chi, yin or yin chi can only be obtained by having direct contact with the earth. As such, the grounding aspect of the Mopai training involves being in direct contact with the earth while practicing the meditation technique. The importance of grounding is so that while the practitioner is absorbing yang qi during their training, they are at the same time also absorbing yang qi. Yin qi comes from the earth and enters the body through the energy point in the area of the perineum, aka Hui Yin, Hui Yin. However, it is an important aspect of Mopai to understand that yin qi is not able to pass through insulated material. So yin qi cannot pass through insulated material. Write it down. Take notes, my man. The practitioner must be making direct contact. So not through your shoes, man. Direct contact with the earth. We at the beach, right? You in the grass, right? In the dirt, right? So if the student cannot sit directly on the ground, they can sit on a metal plate instead. Interesting. Simply attach a grounding wire to the metal plate. The metal grounding wire should be connected to either a stake in the ground or a pipe in one's house that is connected to the earth. John Chang mentions that the pipes in most bathrooms will suffice. Interesting. A common method is to attach a wire, 18 gauge or larger, preferably stranded wire, to the cold water pipe under the sink. Then attach this wire to a sheet of metal and sit in a meditation on the metal sheet. Look, my nuggets, disclaimer. Drop's not telling you to start tearing up your bathroom. But for my nuggets that's, you know what I'm saying, well-versed, you know what I mean, and this process, this type of stuff, you know, that know what you're doing, go ahead and pop off. But, you know, I'm not telling you to go crazy. You can easily sit on the grass, man. You can easily go to the beach, all right? Besides meditation practice, it is important to be grounded while sleeping. Do we ground while sleeping, Managi? And as such, many will duct tape a large sheet of wire mesh to their mattress under their sheets. Do you duct tape a large sheet of wire mesh to your mattress under your sheets? By connecting the grounding wire to the wire mesh, the individual will be grounded and absorb yin qi while sleeping. Come on, man. Uncoated wire mesh can be purchased at any home improvement store very cheap. There are many guides about the grounding process, which also goes by the term earthing. In the West, instead of absorbing yin qi, they refer to the phenomenon as absorbing electrons. Naga charge, right? Negative charge, yin qi, naga charge, absorbing electrons, electric key. Either way, being grounded is important for overall health and reducing inflammation in the body. After all, our bodies are large electrical circuits that need to be grounded. The level 1 training is designed to assist the practitioner in absorbing both yin qi and yang qi. If not connected to the earth directly or through a conductive material, yin qi will become blocked and not be absorbed properly. And does this cause dis-ease? When yin qi is blocked, when interviewed, Costa Daniels explains how if a practitioner enters into meditation while sitting on a grounded surface, a wet spot will actually develop on the ground underneath the meditator. This wet spot is from our etheric body absorbing yin qi from the ground. This occurrence is similar to how yang qi causes warmth on the top of the head. The yin qi being absorbed is creating a wet spot to occur on the physical ground. So don't be alarmed, my Nagas. The cultivation of these subtle energies have real and profound effects on our physical reality. Do not expect to achieve watermarks right away when practicing meditation. The example provided by Danae simply provides a powerful insight into the power of being connected with the earth. Wow. Lastly, while one should make every effort possible to achieve proper grounding, it is not worthless to train on an insulated surface. In order to progress at a reasonable rate, it is preferable to train whenever there is an opportunity instead of choosing not to train because of unfavorable conditions. So don't let nothing be your excuse. It's better to do something than nothing, right? Start your training, man. We on level 1 together. We white belts. I'm about to get my brown belt in Taekwondo. Popping off, man, you know. But here, we are all white belts, man. Training the Mopai, right? So, HaWah HaWah. Someone worried about this aspect will not progress very quickly in any internal art and will often miss opportune chances to progress. For example, waiting on a long bus ride can be transformed into a beneficial training opportunity. So find any opportunity, my niggas, to pop off. Whew. So I'll get this part next, and then next time we'll talk about the lower dantian a little more as far as the organ, horse stance posture. Yeah, and then we'll go into level 2, right? So the purpose of level 1 is to fill up the lower dantian with yang qi. The level 1 practice achieves this through a mixture of awareness, meditation, lower abdomen breathing or reverse breathing, and proper grounding. Accomplishing level 1 requires 81 hours. 8 plus 1 is 9. Why is it 81 hours, right? So this requires 81 hours just to get through level 1 of absolute meditation. It is estimated that a student who is just beginning can only hold his concentration for 2.2% of the time, which at this rate would take the average practitioner 10 years of training at 1 hour per day. So when they say 81 hours of absolute meditation, don't just sit there and be like, oh, I got 5 hours out the way. How much of them 5 hours was absolute? And they're saying only 2.2% of that is absolute. So at that rate, it would take the average practitioner 10 years of training. We're just talking to get through level 1, man. at 1 hour per day. So I put an hour in. Well, I'm only going to count 2% of that. It's a marathon, my nigga, not a sprint. And the marathon continues. Rest in power, neighborhood nip. However, throughout one's training, the rate of progress does not remain constant. With continual practice, the effectiveness of the meditation technique actually accelerates over time. So don't trip. Just get started. Don't trip about the 2.2. Don't trip. This is because the practitioner's awareness is increasing with practice. So it's only 2.2 when you first start. All right. Then it might be 4.4. You get it, man. 8.8. You know what I mean? 16%. You know what I mean? On and up. So they stop becoming lost in thoughts as often and remain stable in awareness for longer periods of time. What we say is surf the wave till you become the water. And all those ripples, man, that you normally feel when you start meditating, about your ripples in the water, calm those ripples down, right? And eventually those ripples will cease to exist. Those thoughts you got to get out of your gates, right? Sylvanus Totex is teaching stuff Sylvanus and the Nag Hammadi, right? You got to get the evil wild beast out your head, out your gates. Guard your gates. The vessel where the spirit is contained. Guard your gates. Get your dragon flames, right? Garden of Eden flow. So your training, the rate of progress will, get better. It will not remain consistent with continual practice. The effectiveness of the meditation technique actually accelerates over time because the practitioner's awareness is increasing with practice. They stop being lost in thought as often and remain stable in awareness for longer periods of time. As the awareness intensifies, so does the amount of time spent in true meditation, or what they say, absolute meditation, resulting in more yang qi being cultivated during each session. This means that the rate at which the lower Danshin, LDT, they say, fills up actually accelerates with continual practice. Eventually, when reaching a state of continual conscious awareness beyond the mind, accomplishing level 1 can be achieved in less than a week. Whoa. Ooh, it depends on you, the observer. Level 1 takes an estimated 500 hours of normal meditation, or 81 hours of focused concentration meditation, also referred to as true meditation. Looking back, it took Jim 10 years to complete level 1, but he began training in 5 to 10 minute intervals initially. So he only just put 5 to 10 minutes in, and it still took him, 10 years to complete the process, man. Hijack City, man. I got y'all. Let's get our fireplace back, man. Let's get it back for a stat. All right. So, everybody at their own pace. It took him 5 to 10 minutes to start off. It might take you, an hour, what I'm saying, right away. You know what I mean? We talking Nagas, right? Naga charge. So, however, it is very possible that Loi Ching Tong attained level 1 in only a few months, all right? So you got people that did it in a few months, somebody did it in a year, 10 years, all right? So how long would it take you? It's up to you. It's a marathon, and the marathon continues. The rate at which a practitioner makes progress in any energy cultivation practice also depends on his or her age and his or her current health. The energy distributes less efficiently based on these aspects. However, a person's willingness to commit and practice every day is the single most important factor in determining success in energy cultivation and can easily outweigh the other factors. Many cultivation schools recommend practicing 45 minutes twice a day to make effective progress. And some even train up to 4 hours per day. Increasing the time spent training can accelerate one's growth, but only if the practitioner can keep his or her life in balance. If one's outer life is not stable, then they will have no ability to quiet their mind and achieve a quality meditative state. Again, you got to tribe up with you, my nigga. You got to tribe up with yourself. You need your inner self, right, balance with your outer self. And if your outer life ain't stable, don't come over here trying to tribe up, thinking Drop Nation can patch up anything, man. You got to quiet, your own mind, to have your own meditation, to have your own still connection, man, still moments. You got to have that still water flowing, you know what I'm saying? The water flowing, but without all the ripples and excess waves. You got to still that, you got to quiet that water, right? If you don't got quiet water within you, don't expect no one to have, the magic elixir outside of you to help you quiet your raging waters, right? You got to quiet your own raging waters, and it starts with getting the hijack and the static out the way. No power before HaWah. Keep the code. It ain't rocket science, but it sure is scientific, repeatable, and observable. And who is the observer? Because every particle knows when it's being observed, right? Every particle knows when it's being observed. It changes the behavior of the particle and thus collapsing the wave pattern from it being all happening, the entire wave, to a specific point of realization, of actualization. It's up to you where X marks the spot, man. If one's outer life is not stable, then they will have no ability to quiet their mind and achieve a quality meditative state. So level 1 will take longer, right? So the key is to fight both the outer battle and the inner battle. And over here, man, we battle up because we in battle time. Love to the battle clan. Looking at John Chang, he progressed rather steadily through a long period of time, becoming successful both outwardly and inwardly. All right. So this is just the introduction. We are digging on level 1, the way it's being rolled out by James Van Gelder. I also have the book, The Magics of Java. We'll do some reading in this next time too, from Costas Danaos, who we keep being referenced. He keeps referencing Costas. So we got Costas's book right here called The Magics, M-A-G-U-S, of Java, J-A-V-A, or HaWah. We're talking energy, frequency, and vibration. All right, man. How'd y'all enjoy that, man? How'd y'all enjoy that? Level 2 will start getting, into specific training, It's just everything must be prepared, right? Before you eat a meal, you got to prepare the meal. So a lot of this level 1 in the intro is just to prepare your body, prepare your mind for the journey. Quiet your mind, focus on breathing, in that yin, grounding your feet, breathing in. And the whole purpose is to build your yin while building your yang through your breath. Focus on filling your lower dantian with the jing, right? So you can carry it up to the key, which is your heart. Your chakra right there, right? So we're talking energy centers and connecting points, ley lines, what they call dragon lines, where multiple X's mark multiple spots, right? all the way up to your shin, S-H-E-N, or your pineal gland, your key, your crown, your heaven. So it's about sitting right, getting your posture right. Full lotus, half lotus, you know what I mean? Seeing how it all connects. Getting your mudras right, you know what I mean? Getting your meridians, your meridians. You got more of these seas, more of these oceans. We're talking the sea of the elixir, the sea of ki. The key DNA is your kidney. Let's talk more dancing. Let's talk more wand, ki, the connecting point before it separates your energy from yin to yang or yang to yin. Before we're talking yin yang, we're talking wand. We're talking Khan, Prester John. We're talking the king. And the king is the K-I-N-G, right? Again, and the N-G is the Negus, the Naga, right? So the king is the key Naga. The key Naga, Khan. The key Naga. The king. We see clearly. Wow. Aboriginal B on IG. Let go. Pop off.
You a kind, cognitive dissonance, you don't need sperm. You got white privilege, so you don't need sperm. Looking at my homeland, man, I can't believe it. Colonizers came here, they ain't never leave here. Indians ain't die off cause we here. You ain't gotta lie, just say you won't be here. You American, but not indigenous. 400 years still ain't get rid of us. All Europeans, naturalized citizens. Made all the Indians, niggas on the census. 1492, we was on the fences. Civil rights movement, we was so defensive. Black Wall Street, whites got so offended. Common law rights, gave us amendments. Thank God don't speak truth, that's all. First slave 1619 was all white, 1200 wasn't no continent. All white, Europe named after a black woman. I grafted it, come from us, do your research. Go within, quit listening to the teacher. And the Nuki got voice coming out the speaker. Cut off trees, gonna made us weaker. Really they foreigner, the shit gets deeper. Whites don't know where whites come from either. I'm Aboriginal, we come from the ether. Ruling over us and our land, that's evil. Being colonized right now, black people. Prisoner of the war, that's why it ain't equal. Wake up everybody, don't be no sheep. Freedom ain't free, really freedom is illegal. And we can't get mad at this. Whites act like we can't see their advantages. Privileges real, they working in management. Low down dirty, but they calling us savage. They want you to think they above us. All white people are part-time judges. I ain't no racist, but I ain't no sucker. I ain't no African, but they my brothers. Been lied to, I got built up anger. We built everything, still waiting on the statement. I'm calling yourself black, please do me that favor. Black tourmaline will protect you from a hater. Listening to your oppressors is dangerous. Gave us a Bible and stole our nation.
Ooh-wee. Hey, I don't know if that's Aboriginal B or not, man, but he is snapping, man. My nigga popping off, man. We're going to have to get that back for a stack. I'm not even looking at the slide. I'm just over here rocking to it, man. Getting my mopai on, man. What's beautiful, man, is that we've been surfing the wave so long, man. Over 10 years, it's like we ain't got to do much. The drop is spreading, man, like a tsunami. We just got to, be aware at this point, man. See all my cons popping off, at a rate. I mean, there was a time on the YouTube where, we had a bunch of researchers, a bunch of reconners, and it seemed like niggas, got, pushed in different positions and in different directions. And it seemed like, like, where my niggas go, But now as I pop off in 2025, I just see a reemergence, a resurgence, a renewal, a regeneration. And it's exponential, man. It's like unlimited. Niggas I never heard of is just popping off, whether it's IG, Facebook, wherever you at. You know what I'm saying? I just appreciate all this drop because, we on it, man. We up, you know what I'm saying? The tribe is up. Let's go.
I'm done. How you a victim, bitch, you a Karen. Cognitive dissonance, you don't need sperm. You got white privilege, so you don't need sperm. Looking at my homeland, man, I can't believe it. Colonizers came here, they ain't never leave here. Indians ain't die off cause we here. You ain't gotta lie, just say you won't be here. How you American, but not indigenous? 400 years still ain't get rid of us. All Europeans, naturalized citizens. Made all the Indians, niggas on the census. 1492, we was on the fences. Civil rights movement. man, we were so defensive. Black Wall Street, whites got so offended. Common law rights gave us amendments. Thank God don't speak truth, that's alright. First slave 1619 was all white. 1200 wasn't no continent. All white, Europe named after a black woman. Alright, grafted, it come from us. Do your research, go within, quit listening to the teacher. And the new guy voice coming out the speaker. Cut our trees down and made us weaker. Really they foreigner, the shit gets deeper. Whites don't know where whites come from either. I'm originally, we come from the ether. Ruling over us and our land, that's evil.
Ether.
That's right now, black people. Prisoner of the war, that's why it ain't equal. Wake up everybody, don't be no sheep. Freedom ain't free, really freedom is illegal. And we can't get mad at this. Whites act like we can't see their advantages. Privileges real, they working in management. Low down dirty, but they calling us savages. They want you to think they above us. All white people are part-time judges. I ain't no racist, but I ain't no sucker. I ain't no African, but they my brothers. I got built up anger, and we built everything, still waiting on the savior. Don't call yourself black, please do me that favor. Black tourmaline will protect you from a hater. Listening to your oppressors is dangerous. Gave us a Bible and stole our nation.
Man, he just, man, Aboriginal B, man, love the app. Man, go dig on Aboriginal _B on IG. All right, man, let's get this back for the stack. This time I might pause a few things, man. I just want to hear that again, man. I just had to hear it again.
I'm darned. How you a victim, bitch? You a Karen. Cognitive dissonance, you don't need sperm. You got white privilege, so you don't need sperm. Looking at my home.
Woo! Historically, what is the American Indians? And what's this got to do with the soul and the soulless and the soulful, soulful, the soulful? It's the field soul, huh? To feel your dancing with the breath, right? You are filling your soul with electricity. Bang. Can they do it like us? Can they do it like we? So we got so many slides in here, we just got to slow it down. All primitive tribes known in America are dark, copper colored, right? Back to Benjamin Franklin. They're all swarthy, right? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Except the newcomers. They are wholly black or tawny, whether we talking Asia, tawny, which is black, is swarthy, is copper color, right? America is wholly tawny or black. In Europe, Spain, Italy, France, Russia, Sweden are all swarthy. Even the Germans, man. Oh, but the Saxons and the English are the principal body of whites when we talked about the definitions. And we got to the demon, right? Because a white can refer to a demon. Bang! A thing, a demon. So watch your whites. Are you white? I know you thought it meant privilege, huh? You thought it meant pure. Oh no, balls. We're talking soulless. We're talking incubator babies. The whites that are now scourging our planet by clearing America of the trees, of the woods, and so making this side of our globe reflect a brighter light to the eyes of the inhabitants of Mars and Venus. Why should we, in the sight of superior beings of Mars and Venus, darken its people? Because we talking complexion. Why increasing the sons of Africa by planting them in America, where we have so fair an opportunity, by excluding all blacks and tawnies, of increasing the lovely white demons. Hold up, man. I'm talking white, man. So we need more increasing loving demons, you know. But maybe I'm just partial to my complexion. Yeah, whites. Yeah, whites. Maybe you are partial to the principal body of whites. Because you know they're not swarthy complexion. Not even in Europe are the Spaniards, Italians, and French, and Russians, and Swedes swarthy. Or, white. Because Benjamin Franklin is saying everybody's swarthy, right? We are swarthy. Even the Germans are swarthy. Everybody's swarthy in Europe. Africa's swarthy, tawny, black. Asia's swarthy. Asia's includes Russia, doesn't it? Doesn't Asia include Russia? Last time I checked in my geography class, America, exclusive of the incubator babies, is holy, holy soul. Holy what? Black or tawny? Or swarthy complexion. But he's just partial to the complexion of his country. For such kind of partiality is natural to mankind. Are you kind of man or are you man, right? Are you Ish Judah or are you Judah, right? Are you Ish more or are you the great? Are you the more? But I ain't talking Mars. I'm more like talking Moo, right? In the land of Moo, so get it right. Pop off.
My homeland, man, I can't believe it. Calling us came here, they ain't never leave it. Indians ain't die.
Nagger refers to a dark-skinned person or American Indian, but back to India Superior, which is America. 1548 Gestalt map of the world. India Superior, right? all right. So an Indian in India Superior or America or where the copper color races are found here, right? The Amazons. The Amazon is amazing. Because if there's an Asia Minor, there's an Asia Major or an India Superior. But an Amazon is amazing. Is a more, right? A more now. Is an America. No sweat. Unless we're talking sweat hypothesis. Where Antarctica connects to the Southwest America or India, where the copper color races were found. Not brought, but found, my noggin. Swarthies, right? We got this last time, right? Okay. So these swarthy nagas in America, that's holy, swarthy. Were just found here. Stop letting them tell you came from a boat off some slave ship, man. You are prisoners of war, man. And the first Naggers are referring to the Aboriginals. Grand Tartaria? Well, we already got that map, right? It's Great Tartaria is La China, right? Let's go. Lego?
Be here. All you American but not indigenous. 400 years still ain't get rid of us. All Europeans and naturalized citizens made all the Indians niggas on the census. 1492 we was on the fences. Civil rights movement we was so defensive. Black Wall Street whites got so offended. Common law rights gave us amendments. Thank God don't speak truth, that's alright. First place 1619.
Cherokee is the Karaka. I'm letting it flow, man, but you see the drop. Look how much land was called Kentucky, how much land was called Virginia, and the Kentucky is the Con, right? The Cherokee is the Cherokee is the Karakata.
19 was all white, 1200 wasn't no continent. All white, Europe named after black woman, alright.
It's going too fast, man. The Indians who came from Ophir, right? We talking Joktan in there, man. Eber in there, man. Ophir in there, man. What?
Grafted, it come from us, do your research, go.
King Solomon's gold came from Peru or Jerusalem, right? Legendary land of Ophir. We just, what? Is you seeing clear?
Quit listening to teacher, and the new guy voice coming out the
You could trace the gold to the land of the Incas, man.
speaker. Cut off trees down and made us weaker.
Two pictures of the Pamunkey Indian girl now living in Virginia, man. She is the chief's daughter, and she has a sister, Pocahontas. So this Naga queen, that's her sister, man. You see the Nagas on the map when we talk America, man. Don't act like you don't see clearly. But they came from Africa too? Or is this India superior?
Whites come from either.
Huh? Copper, color, races found here by the European, but now they took the title.
We come from the ether, ruling over us and our land, that's evil.
We come from the ether, man. When is an Indian not an Indian? Is he a Negro? Negro, Indian, Negro, right? Same thing, man. Rhode Island, we're talking Kingdom of Rhoda, Red Rhoda.
Being colonized right now, black people. Prisoner of the war, that's why it ain't equal. Wake up, everybody, don't be no sheep. Freedom ain't free, really, freedom is illegal. And we can't get marriages. Whites act like we can't see their advantages. Privilege is real, they working in management. Low down, dirty, but they calling us savage. They want you to think they above us. All white people are part-time judges. I ain't no racist, but I ain't no sucker. I ain't no African, but they my brothers.
Because they are our brothers when we talk Ham and Shem, right? So we still talking natural by law when we talk Africans and all that. At the same time, they admit to selling us out of Africa, these tribes that they don't claim as their own. So when we say they are brothers, they sure weren't treating us that way when they were selling these Hebrews out of Africa, tribes of Jacob out of Africa, right? Yeah, more and more war.
Been lied to, I got built up anger. We built everything, still waiting on the tape.
Ooh, that's a cold, man. That's a cold book.
Man, don't call yourself black, please do me that favor. Black tourmaline will protect you from a hater. Listening to your oppressors is dangerous. Gave us a Bible and stole our nation.
Now make sure y'all dig on these books, man. My naga. So my man said, man, I had so much proof, man, that we from here, man. I'm just gonna give it to you. The word black can be traced back to its Proto-Indian European origins through the word block, which meant pale, colorless, albino. Wow, interesting. Black was incorporated to Old French as blanca. Blanco, which means white. White, well, now we're talking color. Albino, albia. So black ain't black, right? You want to hold on to this word, which means pale, or in the 1828 Webster Dictionary, it just means wicked, dark, wicked, atrociously wicked. And white means what? Demon. So white means demon, and black means pale or wicked. I mean, let's put in black in 1828, right? Black people, I'm blickety black. I'm black. Are you? Atrociously wicked? So white means demon, and black means wicked. Can we say that they're the same damn thing? So they're Masonic checkerboard, black, white, It's really putting it in your face, Bone, that they're the same thing. The white is wicked and the black is wicked. Calamitous, mournful, dismal. Good morning? I don't think so. Top of the soul, cause I ain't dismal. Ooh, that's a bar. Good morning? I don't think so. Top of the soul, cause I ain't dismal. Woo. Wicked is demon. White is black, which is why we are the copper color racist family. Forget all that. Forget all that. Let's go. Blanco, right? Yeah, you got the Kapangu map. Okay, okay. You got the Kapangu map where the Chinese sail upon this ocean. So when we get back to talking key, copper color racist family. Cathay, right? It's all here already. Much gold. And the hijack came and tried to take it all. Where the great Khan of China's popping off. Right. Khan. Ooh. Look how they showcasing these noggins, man, to the soulless, right? Oh, man, I gotta get this, man. Oh, what happened? Hijack. Come on, man. No hijack. Are we gonna do it again? Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
You got white privilege, so you don't need sprint. Looking at my homeland, man, I can't believe it. Calling us came here, they ain't never leave here. Indians ain't die off cause we here. You ain't gotta lie, just say you won't be here. How you American but not indigenous? 400 years still ain't get rid of us. All Europeans, naturalized citizens. Made all the Indians, niggas on the census. 1492, we was on the fences. Civil rights movement, we was so defensive. Black Wall Street, whites got so offended. Common law rights, gave us amendments. Thank God don't speak truth, that's alright. First slave 1619 was all white. 1200 wasn't no continent. All white, Europe named after a black woman. Alright, grafted it come from us. Do your research. Go within, quit listening to teacher. And the Nuki got voice coming out the speaker. Cut off keys and it made us weaker. Really they foreigner, the shit gets deeper. Whites don't know where whites come from either. I'm Aborigine, we come.
Whites don't know where whites come from either, because these whites connect to these some connect to these incubator babies, which are soulless, which begs us the question, are they being they're soulless, are they being possessed because they're soulless? Does all this possession, demon possession, only apply to the soulless, right? Because if a demon tried to come up in the soul, it might be problems dealing with your dragon. But if you ain't got that dragon, and you are a dragon slayer, right? If you are scared of a dragon, you want to slay a dragon, which is all they talk about in their romances, is King Arthur slays a dragon, right? They want to slay the dragon. You are the dragon, right? Because this man or woman is a dragon. Ain't that what they say? I'm just looking at their definition in 1828. Right. So if you are fierce towards a hijack and violent towards a hijack, whether you male or female, this man or woman is a dragon. Gotcha. So if you're not a dragon and you're soulless and you're not fierce or violent towards a hijack, but you are welcoming because you don't got no guardian, right? You don't got no protection. Because the alchemical dragon, is only slayed by the Conscientio, which when they bring your opposites together, they slay your dragon. And bringing opposites together is what they do in the Conscientio, or the serpent, which kills everything. But the dragon is the vessel that contains the spirit. is the guardian angel, which is unknown, just like we just got before. It's unknown, it's mysterious, so they don't know it, they can't tell you it. If you can't tell us who we are, how can you tell us who we're not when we claim to be who we are? Indians from India Superior. Dracons, unknown. Because this fierce or violent person towards the hijack, this male or female, this man or woman is a dragon. I can't make this stuff up, right? So whites don't know where whites come from either. Many don't know that they're from incubators, right? They're not from natural. They're from artificial, right? Like parasites, viruses, in the Matrix, NPCs, but not just this complexion, but we also got viruses and NPCs that look just like you and me. Right now we got Psalms 83, Confederacy. Come
Come from the ether, ruling over us in our land, that's evil. Being colonized right now, black people. Prisoner of war, that's why it ain't equal. Wake up, everybody.
Prisoners of war, that's why it ain't equal. You're not a slave brought here on a boat. You're a prisoner of war as a copper colored naga that was just found here. My naga. Ooh, wakey, wakey.
Don't be no sheep. Freedom ain't free, really freedom is illegal. And we can't get mad at this. Whites act like we can't see their advantages. Privileges real, they working in management. Low down dirty, but they calling us savage. They want you to think they above us. All white people are part-time judges. I ain't no racist, but I ain't no sucker. I ain't no African, but they my brothers. Been lied to, I got built up anger. We built everything, still waiting on the savior. Don't call yourself black, please do me that favor. Black tourmaline will protect you from a hater. Listening to your oppressors is dangerous. Gave us a Bible and stole our nation.
I need the whole drop, man. Shout out Aboriginal B. And, whoever this con is kicking this drop, man, spitting is real, man. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate you, my night. For real, man. White Panthers, man. It's all kind of drop, man. These slides, man. Woo, Kapangu. The Carolinas are the Cherokee. Cherokee is the Cherokee. The Cherokee are the Cara. Remember, hard K on the CH. The Chera is not cha-cha. The China is not cha-cha. The cha-cha-China is the Kikakana. The cha-cha-Chera is the Kakakara. Carolinas is like it matches with the move flow. Just like it matches with the move flow. We see clearly. Hey, pop off, pop it off. Just like it matches with the move flow. Because the Carolinas are the car. Left of fire cannot kill a dragon. Let's get it. Yeah. Ooh, wee. Let's get it clear. Let's get it even clearer. So we can refer to our origins in the Far East, meaning Mu, because the East is the West, because they flipped your map. They flipped your map. Look, man. Flipped. They flipped map. They flipped the map. Can't make this out. I'm talking the world map, man. They flipped the map. Birdman hand rub, man. They flipped the map, man. So are you in the East? Or are you in the West? It looks like we in the East and they in the West, man. Because they flipped the map. They say the world upside down. Nah, I think they flipped the map. You're in the East, and they're in the West. Man, I'm out of here, bro. Come on, man. Talking move, Carolina move, Churchwood's map of move. Inland seas in the Amazon or the Amazon. And yes, you got the car lines. So before it's the car lines here, South Carolina, North Carolina, your car lines connect to move. Why? Because the car means melanated. The car means black or tawny or swarthy. So what are we talking? Dragon lines or car lines, right? Or Negroid lines, right? As they like to say. Where's the Negroid lines? Negroid lines. The Negro lines is coming out of the car lines. Come on, man. Stop playing, man. The Negro lines coming out of the Amazon Sea from Moo. The Negro lines is coming out of the car lines. The Carolinas, the Samoas, the Hawaii. Let's go, man. We just getting started, man. So when you see your face...
For here is the fabled Bonham Park.
When you see your face on the murals, man, how do copper-colored people see copper-colored people here thousands of years before colonization and still think they came here on wooden sailboats? How can you think you came here when you were just found here? It's just so much to talk about, man. When we in the nine, whew, a native, a natural one, applied to the aboriginals or the originals or the copper-colored tribes that were just found here. How can these copper-colored Nagas see copper-colored people here thousands of years before colonization and still think they came here as slaves on wooden boats when you was just found here, my Naga, by the European? You're going to make it make sense. They just found you in India, Superior, Cathay, China, India, China. Gestalt map 1548. Yeah.
A name which means in Maya, painted walls. The building contains 3 rooms, each of which is covered, walls and ceiling, with a virtual encyclopedia of scenes at a Maya court. These murals have enabled scholars to reconstruct much.
These are not who they will say the Peruvian is, or the Mexican is, or the anywhere, Central America is, right? They wouldn't say Nicaragua looks like this today. They wouldn't say Brazil looks like this, right? But you're on the walls, right? Locks and all. They wouldn't say the Chinese look like this or the Japanese look like this. What's this got to do with Incubator Babies Drive? It's part 3, right? My Naga, what happened to all the Nagas? What happened to all the real Nagas in Japan? The real Nagas in China? What happened to the real Nagas in Mexico, right? What happened to the real Nagas everywhere across the earth plane? When you are the copper-colored Nagas found here by the Europeans, what happened to the real Nagas in America? Now we can discuss incubator babies and this repopulation and this reset and all this anything. because they had to do this, man. Halal HaWah, they had to do this to quote unquote not repopulate, but parasite up the place and populate it with the whites. And now in Brazil, as long as you are, Caucasian looking, you're treated well. In Mexico, as long as you're Caucasian looking, you're treated well. All throughout Central America, if you're Caucasian looking, you're treated well. In America, if you're Caucasian looking, you're treated well. If you're in Europe, even though Europe is swarthy, Spain, Italy, France, Russia, if you're Caucasian looking, you're treated well, because they don't want to increase these dark people, these blacks and these tawnies in America's holy soul. But you were just found here. They don't let you know what's real.
Much more completely, the details of ritual, costume, social custom, and life as it was lived in such centers as Tikal, Gophan, and Palenque during the 4th to 9th centuries AD. The pigments have been amazingly preserved by mineral...
The pigments have been amazingly preserved, my nigga. The pigments, the melanin, the complexion has been amazingly preserved, my naga.
Deposits on the plaster, enabling us to make accurate renderings. To see, for example, that though the Maya were not a notably warlike people, they did carry out military raids and took prisoners, perhaps for religious sacrifice.
Slayed that hijack, you mean? We're talking Joshua? Let's go. The pigments, the swarthy, has been amazingly preserved.
The hallmark of the classic period. For here is the fabled Bonampak, a name which means in Maya, painted walls.
The pigments have been amazingly preserved.
The building contains 3 rooms, each of which is covered, walls and ceiling, with a virtual encyclopedia of scenes at a Maya court.
And a Maya court is a court of the Prester.
These murals have enabled scholars to reconstruct much more completely the details of ritual, costume, social custom, and life as it was lived in such centers as Tikal, Gophan, and Palenque during the 4th to 9th centuries AD. The pigments have been amazingly preserved by mineral deposits on the plaster, enabling us to make accurate renderings. To see, for example, that though the Maya were not a notably warlike people, they did carry out military raids.
And this looks like the Inca panel in Peru, same complexion, whether we're talking Peru, Mexico, or America, where the copper color races were found, right? Not brought on boats and slaves, but prisoners of war.
And took prisoners, perhaps for religious sacrifice. The hallmark of the classic period.
Ooh-wee. Okay, let's go. Lego. Woo. All right. Let's get into this incubator baby job, man. Part 3. So part 3 is just surfing away with y'all, because I know you surfing away with me. And all this will be on your conglomerate pack, which is, like, I'm glad I waited, even though I wanted to pop off months ago with these, to get all this drop with this awareness. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad we can get it and make sure that we can sustain it and preserve it on flash drives. And you've ordered your conglomerate packs way long ago. So I'm gonna make sure I fill them up to capacity and make sure I got all this latest drop on it. We might even put Preston 153, even though we haven't recorded Preston 153. I'm speaking into the future, boss. You might even get 153 on this. So 1 plus 5 plus 3 is 9. Yeah, man, we in the 9. We in 2025. 2 plus 2 plus 5 is 9. Yeah, we in the 9. You at 4, 3, 2 to drop. 4 plus 3 plus 2 is 9. Hey, man. Hey, the 9 is a spiral. The 9 is a portal. Let's go. Hey. Let's get to some of these comments, man. Sometimes you have to actually hit pause and get a job to pursue your dreams, man. Hey, sometimes you gotta hit pause and breathe, man. AI motion. There are no black people, period. Never were. We are indigenous. Yeah, copper color races. Found you, love the King Alpha, man. And I was scared of Cabbage Patch dolls. Okay, we're getting to this. We're getting to the incubator drop, man. There's hundreds of comments on these drops. I'm not gonna get even 2.2%, but you know, this is why y'all the reason why the wave continues, man. Hey, man, I was scared of Cabbage Patch dolls. I was scared. Damn. Love to you, Yolanda Turner. Hey, man. Appreciate the con, Yolanda. Real 4929 says the Adam and Eve story. The lessons are coming together at 360. Let's go. What we saying? Incubator? Oh, man. I guess it's their Adam and Eve story. Fed, what it do, Fed? Okay. He says, hi there. I wanted to share something with you. I've been researching some of this for a while. I just played your video, and when I came back in the room, I heard you say white, W-I-G-H-T. And a few months ago, I defined the term white, W-H-I-T-E. With my unabridged dictionary, I rooted it back to white, W-I-G-H-T. So to hear you say that it is confirmation of the frequency some are tapped into, perhaps it is the frequency of the pure soul. Ooh, top of the soul. Look out for the Solbone podcast, where a con could be a con, man, and have a conversation, man. So it beings with inner monologue. I will have to share some of the stuff I found very interesting and ties right into everything you're speaking of in this video. Thanks for sharing. Love to Fed 137, man. I'm glad that we can correlate, man, some of this flow with you and your investigation. And we encourage all my cons to, take an investigation, whether you are surfing away with us or with yourself, man. Team up, tribe up with yourself. Love to True Shoo says, baby, or the incubator baby, is an invasive species and wants to destroy all originals. This is repeatable and observable evidence, right? Shabab said, Shabbat, hey, love to Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, okay. I need to buy hard copies, please. Hey, look, we got the flash drive, so, you can print them out. Pop off, man. Mine Unveiled has a bunch of videos exposing different shows and movies. Hey, love to Mine Unveiled, man. Real talk, man. Logalo 84, new subscriber, brother. This getting creepy, man. I know Cabbage Patch Kids, Chucky Dolls, gives, incubator baby. You know what I mean? It's pretty creepy to think you're surrounded. And let me slow down. I don't want to act like this is normal. I know we've been conditioned with iRobot and all this clone talk, Clone Wars, Star Wars, Clone Wars. We got to revisit the Clone Wars and connect it with World War I, World War II. And are these just the Clone Wars, man? A bunch of clones, a bunch of incubator babies popping off, man. You know what I'm saying? It gets creepy, man. Every time I hear this past historical event, shaking my head, great storytelling. Hey, I ain't telling no stories, man. Just surfing away, man. Shabbat Shalom, all my cons, take your time. I appreciate that, man. We got the most patient, realest Nagas in Drop Nation. You know what I'm saying? My Nagas will be patient and wait for the right thing and the real thing in the right time. Ain't no time, only the wave, all the stuff, man. All the stuff we flow with, man. All the water we flowing in I can't tell you enough about how much I appreciate y'all continue supporting HaLa, man, and everything you are continuing to donate, man. And ThaWaDa for your donations, ThaWaDa for your contributions on the PayPal, on the CashApp, whatever y'all doing to keep our lights on, to keep our vision flowing, and allow us to say, all right, cool, we're ready to pop off this new app. Cool, we're ready to pop off, you know what I'm saying, this new website. Cool, we're ready to pop off, you know what I'm saying, our fence and build our fence like it's continual, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate y'all. Love to Yosef, to Real, man. Look out for Tokef Banak, re-emerging, man, live in the ether at 432 The Drop Radio. He says, man, strong up, man. Strong Nagas up, man. Moses, Annie, we talking incubator babies? Moses, Annie, you gotta, clarify, man. But hey, I get it, man. The orphan flow, I get it, man. Irvin Reed said, body bag for the illusion. And 2 more times for the illusion. Yeah, Templar. LOL, got him. Ben said PJ 38 through 48 was something platonic. Pop off, man. My kind just surfing away, man. Hey, out to the Templar. Get in the classroom of the Templar, Irvin Reed, man. Natural ability, what it do. Templar say LOL, got me feeling old. PJ 40 had you popping off like this. Drop got you over dropping. LOL. I hope I'm not over dropping. Templars in Preston 149, Fountain of Youth, Hydrogen Secrets of the H negative. Yeah. Annie, yeah. Templar popping up. Little Orphan Annie. So multiple people are saying, dig on the Annie flow. Back to the orphan flow. Now, not just talking about Little Rascals. We're talking Rugrats. We're talking Cabbage Patch, Garbage Pail Kids, Incubator Babies, man. Love to Free Spirit, man. Love to Dark Soul, man. Love to Copper Colored Libra, man. She said, after I learned about this, it makes me think about IVF and surrogate babies. Now, that's a whole nother thing, right? But is it though? Is it though? Surrogate babies, do they have souls? Love to Bonita, Claire, hey, love day. Thank you, have a wonderful weekend. We don't say weekend, we don't say weekend, we say strong beginning, strong beginning. Love to Gary, man, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Most High, still over everything. May wisdom continue to counsel. I love it. Shabbat Shalom, Lil Aki. All right. MHOE Shabbat. Love to Nicia. Love to BD Cosmetics. Gary, what it do? Ooh, keeping the cold, man. Halal HaWah. Love to the Khan, man. Freddie B, man. Love to A-Love. Shabbat Shalom, fam. Drop with the tie on. Oh yeah, I was at a special event, man. I got a couple ties left in my closet, man. Don't judge me, man. Hey, Shabbat Shalom, Sharon Wilson, Russell Lane. Much love, man, from Cole Gazu. All right. James Snyder, the book with the pictures, the one that Freddie B was dropping. The name is called Sanctuary, or Without Sanctuary, one of those. Great read. You see everything that was done, at which city, their names, everything, man. Yannick, what it do, man? Dude, they showed this on that Boss. You know what? Multiple cons been talking about the Boss Baby movie, man. I gotta rewatch the Boss Baby movie, man. These custodians is from another earth plane. Woo. So we combining some custodian drop, man. Dizzle Fitty, take the wheels, some flat drop 101 with the Boss Baby incubator drop. We out of here, bro. Heavy, love to IP. Lisa Diaz says, hello, Drop Radio. I know you're interested in the flat, so I want you to go to William Shatner and the Flat Earth. Okay. Remember him, Star Trek. Well, when he went into space on a trip with astronauts, he got a chance to see what the Earth really looked like. He said that the Earth is flat. Okay, from what he could see, yeah, man, flat drop 101, William Shatner drop. Okay, we'll dig on it for the next flat drop. Could the blue eyes be a factor from this? Incubator babies, man. Recessive genes and dominant genes. And again, junk, man. Hold up, man. This got me thinking about junk, right? Junk in the trunk. So when I put in junk, when we talk junk DNA, oh, we out of here, bro. Because when the cons get focused, man, we ain't caught up in that street wing wham and social media wing wham, and we start talking Dantean Sea of Elixirs and, you know what I'm saying, Mopai, DNA, like kidney, keys, and shins and gins. We out of here. Like, we done overcame their distraction and their friction and their static, right? So junk, first of all, you know, there ain't no J. So you got the Unk, and the Unk is the Ankh, the Ang. What they call Prester John, the Unk, or the Ang, or the Wah, right? So the C's and K's are interchangeable, or C's and G's, right? So this junk could, you know, with the Y here or without it be the Ang, right? First of all. Second of all, this ain't got nothing to do with junk that you throw out in your garbage can. In the 1828 Noah Webster Dictionary, right? Pieces of an old cable or old cordage is what they call junk. Not garbage, but pieces of an old cable or cordage used for making points. Like X marks the spot. Gaskets, mats, etc., right? And when untwisted and picked to pieces, it forms okum. Kundalini. Kum, like to rise. K-U-M is Q-U-M, right? The kum, right? So we dig on kum, especially when what's that thing called the Abrahamic. Let's see if they just give it to us. Abrahamic. Either way, man, you just see it right here. To rise, stand, establish, right? So kum in the Hebrew is to rise, is to stand, is to establish, is to confirm, is to endure. Phonetic kum, right? Kum. Cool. So this junk can rise. And this okum, they're saying, is some type of substance. You know, when you untwist the wires or the junk DNA, boss, man. All right, I'll do it like this. Okum, right? Nah, not Okim. My bad. Okum. So, who knew they would have Okum in 1828? No, it was a dictionary, right? But it's a substance. We keep talking about the mysterious substance of unknown origin. And what does that have to do with the comb? Right? The okum, this substance might have something to do with this substance, this unknown substance. but it's a substance of old ropes or DNA, right? DNA. Untwisted. So what happens when your DNA gets untwisted? What happens when X marks the spot? What happens when the activation frequency of the solar flare 2025, you know what I mean, hits this so-called junk, which is a substance, and pulled into the loose hemp? What's the hemp flow? What's the hemp flow? Used for caulking the seam of ships, stopping leaks. So right now we're leaking out. Our gin is leaking out, right? Our dantian is leaking out. Our energy is leaking. We have a leak in our ship. We need to stop the leak, right? We need to unravel, untwist our junk DNA, which they call junk, but they just call it here a piece of an old cable or a cord. And again, nah. How much of our DNA is junk DNA? 98%, some say 99%. Last time we had 99%. Either way, come on, boss. Is junk or old cable? Isn't the internet connected with cables, my nigga? Isn't the ether wave connected with the Wi-Fi? Like, come on, the Wi-Fi even needs cables, cordages, and when you unravel it, you get this substance, what they call the cool, right? When it's untwisted, it can stop the leaks. Formed from untarred, teared ropes. Yeah, the white coal. Okay. All right. Wow, old cable. Junk DNA. So science would say 98% of our DNA is junk, which is just old cords that can be unraveled to form a substance, and the substance can be a mysterious substance. It's unknown, which is why they call it junk. But this junk don't mean trash, it means cables. And when these cables are untwisted and connected, it forms a substance that they call OA. OA, remember the OA is also the WA. Whether it's UA, OA, it's WA. And the WA cool, right, is the rising. Of the junk that they can't code because they can't code it because it's too twisted for them. But the dragon is also twisted, you know what I mean? Etymologies. Leviathan. Let's dig on Leviathan. Leviathan. They would call Leviathan twisted. Wasn't they coiled, right? The serpent's coiled to bend, to twist. So in a sense, your DNA, which is, twisted so much that they call it junk. These cables are twisted. When you untwist them, man, you're talking about untwisting the dragon. The coil. Levi, right? Ain't that a tribe of Judah? Levitate, right? HaWah is the law. Ain't we talking about the law? The law? HaWah is the law. Exodus 20 got us in code. The law. Most high over everything. No power before me. The coil, the twisting is the junk. And they're saying it's 98% junk. What did you put in junk and etymologies, right? Yeah. Ooh, more confirmation. Old cable or rope. So when they say this is junk DNA, are they saying it's trash DNA? Or are they saying this DNA is twisted like the serpent, like Leviathan, right? The twisted serpent, right? Is the old cable or rope. And when you untwist it, it forms the Hawa Kum. The old Kum is the substance, the mysterious substance of unknown origin. Is the junk. Yeah. Is the Okum. Hawa Kum. Hawa Kum, right? The Kundalini to rise. Now we're talking about rising, taking a stand. Because this substance that is mysterious is forming. This Okum is forming by it being unraveled. The substance is forming, right? And to them it is mysterious. But the ropes are being untwisted. And the old cable or rope is the junk in etymology. And in 1828 Noah Webster Dictionary, we're talking Okum, old cable cordage, when untwisted, forms the Okum, which is a substance of unknown origin, where the living spirit can be extracted. We're talking the dragon, the twisted dragon, Leviathan dragon, old cable or rope cut in bits used for caulking. So now we can stop. We can now stop the leaks. So we're trying to cultivate our jinn, our yin, our yang. First, we got to stop the leaks, right? We want to meditate. First, we got to stop all these evil wild beasts from just popping off in our mind and our thoughts and our mind bone. We got to purify our own soul, right? Our soul bone. We got to get within ourselves so we can more of the place. We can, ship out, right? Ride on that water. We just talking move. All right. And to talk move. But not yet. We in here, right? We just talking carrot line. So, this appears to be where our prophets and our people are connected with. And this, connects with the Antarctica flow. This connects with the, no cap on Antarctica's chest bone. The sweat hypothesis. So they call it 98% junk because the junk is the cords. So it's 98% cordage. 98% cables, rope that can be untwisted to form the mysterious substance of unknown origin. And look how it connects to the reed. And we're talking about the Red Sea, or the Sea of Reeds. Go get the previous drop. We were talking Vermilion Sea, Red Sea flow. But all that is within your kidney flow, your elixir field. Your kidney connects to the Red Sea, Vermilion. But when we talk Red Sea, we're talking Sea of Reeds. And the Sea of Reeds, they're hiding in the junk, which is twisted like a dragon, but unraveled forms the substance of unknown origin, which is the dragon. And to slay the dragon, they gotta bring the fear spell, right? They gotta get us in fear mode. They gotta bring the serpent on the dragon. And the serpent is the incubator baby, which is impersonal and unconscious, and it's just now getting conscious, and it's bringing the opposites on a naga, and the opposites is what you need, what they need to slay the dragon, with the coming together of opposites. Conscientious. That's the only way. And the serpent is the act of conscientio, the bringing together of opposites. You see? Do you see? But we are mysterious. We are unknown. And we connect directly with the natural by law, the living spirit, the Ruach. And all they trying to do is extract that Ruach with their fear spell. They not like us.
Push to reintroduce technology, culture, and even people to the world. World's fairs had these massive exhibits called Live Infant Incubators. These exhibits were insanely popular.
What does the infants have to do with the infantry and the Clone Wars, or the World War I and World War II? And were they just a bunch of clones and incubator babies fighting for something amongst themselves? Let's go.
Drawing millions of visitors. They even had nurses in uniforms acting like caretakers. The babies weren't premature. They were being artificially gestated. This wasn't just a medical breakthrough. This was unfathomably advanced technology. Artificial wombs, mass baby production. Sounds a whole lot like a new world being repopulated after something big went down. The Cabbage Patch Kid.
World War I, World War II, infantries, incubator babies, suit and tie. Hey, Ivory. Hey. I'm just digging on your comments, man. I mean, y'all got me, you know what I mean? Y'all got me litty and drop city, man. Oh, man. Love the Trophy Bate. Love this video. It was very wonderful. All right. Love to Jeremy Johnson. Hands down the best researcher wave right on YouTube. Hey, man, we got so many more and so many better, man. We just are, you know what I mean, vibrating together, man. Hey, hi. Fam, I took snapshots of the map, and with my new phone, S24 Ultra, there is a translate option when you hold down home button. It translates the outer ring. Are we talking flat drop? Are we talking levitating continent near the kingdom of Prester John? Okay. So he got a translator on his new phone, S24 Ultra. It translates the outer writing. It uses Italian, but I think it's wrong. It should be something else. If you know the original language of this map, let me know and I'll translate. It does say something about a Negro Jam King. LOL, I don't know. Keep up the good work, warrior. And we got Negro Cons is all we know, man. The Nagas. The last Dragon movie is a good one to break down also, man. Hey, love to Jeremy Johnson, star. What it do, 5484. Just connected some serious dots. Wow. Love to Dan Rich, Shalom. HALAL HaWah to my knockers, man. Hey, I'm from Memphis. We have them here. When I was in St. Louis, I really seen a lot of them ancient buildings. Like the Chief Trail, KRNNC John, what it do? Best scholarship, man. Scholarship. Wonderful wave contract, love. Hey, Bobby Hennett, love to the con. Bobby Hemmett said years ago that everyone has a spirit, but not everyone has a soul. Top of the soul. They are not that hard to pick up on. 2020, they started coming out the woodwork, man. Alex Pruitt, Will Smith, iRobot, love to Cambino, man. Appreciate the shout out. Hey, all con, man. All con up. KRNC says best series ever on history, theology, etc. Thanks, con drop MHOE, man. Hey, love to all the cons, man. All the con, man. This warms my heart bone. It warms my dancing and elixir field, man. Basically, our brother is saying everything counts. Just do what you can, man. Hey, love to. That's more. That's be more. Zedium. All right, he got some drop. Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, man. We talking incubator babies, man. Y'all get the drop, man. Y'all read the comment. BZB studying, man. Do y'all receive donations on YouTube for the thanks option? I think so. But you got the drop, man. You know, click the links below. I appreciate y'all, man. Just love your drop. Cheryl Anderson, Sherilyn Anderson, Sharon Lynn Anderson, Ahab Queen. Now, white couples adopting Asian babies makes sense. Let's get to this drop. Inner Kendingo, what they do. Yvette Keys, I mostly hear them say they have German in them, so I believe these babies were coming out of Germany. And this begs the question, did they have incubators in Germany? Did they have incubators in France? Right? All the areas that Benjamin Franklin said are swarthy, you know what I mean, Nazi Germany, all that stuff. Did they have their own incubator babies before they even got to the World's Fair pop-offness, right? Atlantis and the more stuff, Morocco over there. Did they already have incubators? And is this the new Spaniard, the new Italian, the new French, the new Russian? Because they weren't, you know, they weren't whites, right, back in the day, right? So we know it's swarthy. Even Benjamin Franklin is telling us this in 1751. We're talking kind of man. So if Europe is swarthy, did they have their own incubator babies? Body of whites, right? I mean, this just begs the question. Love to Yvette Keys, man. All right. It's awful they unalive so many dark people to fill up the earth with NPCs. And maybe that's why they have so many issues with having children. Oh boy. He might be one, man. That's a hijack, man. He's of German descent. Also, Jerry Seinfeld's dad was one. Yeah, we got that Jerry Seinfeld drop last time. Jerry Seinfeld clearly admitted to the incubator.
In the early 1900s, my dad was an incubator baby in Coney Island. He was on display. They had just invented the incubator. He was. Early 1900s, my dad was an incubator baby in Coney Island. He was on display. They had just invented the incubator. Early 1900s, my dad was an incubator baby in Coney Island. He was on display. They had just invented the incubator. He was.
You could literally tell me anything, I'd believe.
No, it's true.
He ain't playing, boss. Oh no, he ain't playing, man. So, whoo, okay. Happy 369. Oh, we got the March 6, 2025. Hey, love to Mama T. She so focused. Made me think about Dumbo getting dropped off. Only Trey, man. What it do? Little Rascals. Forbear Witness. They can't comprehend any deep thought when asked to. Okay. They get unraveled when forced to discuss Conspiracy theories, man, they always wait for a response from someone else. Then they chime in with a repeat statement. Then they show no interest in anything. Topic of discussion. She going off on these incubated babies, man. Not so. They just keep glitching out. The movie Boss Baby. Here we go again. Up to Jeff V. They follow Yakub's technology in cloning. Cloning. I believe that these people were placed to control our current paradigm. These are the soulless NPCs, man. I fish at Lake Hesperia in Victorville. Last time we talked about Spain and Hesperia, right? And did you know that there's a Hesperia, California, right? Previous names for Spain. And we got before that this connects to the land of the West. Land of the West. And there's a Lake Hesperia as well. So these are names that were previously talked on Spain that connects to the West. So we said, where's the real Spain? And today they'll say Spain is called the land of rabbits. But did you also know that Coney Island is the land of the rabbits? And rabbits keep reproducing. Rabbits keep reproducing. Now we got the incubator babies and the connection with the Coney Island drop, right? Yeah. I said, yeah. Coney Island, man, it's all going down.
Can you even imagine carnival attractions where people paid to watch babies growing in incubators? Where were the parents? What happened to all of the babies? Well, have you heard of the orphan trains? They were packed off and shipped out west to help repopulate the great Tartarian cities found
Repopulate or populate us with incubator babies.
abandoned across the land.
And is this why HaWah say, man, you're going to be invaded by people that are not a people?
They were sent to humongous orphanages.
Is this the Clone Wars, man? They grew up and ended up fighting in the World War I, World War II, Clone Wars.
And the people
And why they keep saying this word, humungous, we're going to get that, man.
orphanages, and the people were able to get orphans to work their farms and factories. Free labor was abundant, and
Which means they were the slaves.
it was needed to rebuild after the last reset. There is loads of evidence showing that the original Cabbage Patch Kids were these orphans,
Which Jerry Seinfeld just admitted his mom and dad are these orphans.
people just simply picked up and took home like fresh produce.
And if they needed him to repopulate the ishes, they're calling the U-ish, the U-Dog-ish. Then how many of these other ishes were repopulated by the same cloning or incubator babies, right? Hey, get the previous drops, man. It's all happening. We're talking clones, or World War I and World War II Clone Wars. We'll look more into this, but the Clone Wars refers to a fictional galactic universe. Yeah. Hey, Reddit, man. It's the Clone Wars based on World War I and World War II. What it say? Hold up. Parallels could be seen with the World War II, but less with World War I. As far as I know, there was no trench warfare during the Clone War. Oh, stop it, boss. You see parallels. That's all we need to know. Yeah, he was inspired by a ton of World War II when he taught Clone Wars. Man, Georgie was inspired. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is people's opinions. So, Solo has pretty explicit trench warfare, man. I mean, seems to be parallels. Oh, it's a mixed bag. I think there's two wars that serve as inspiration: the Civil War and War of Terror. Okay, I mean, clearly he was inspired, right? Very much with World War II, with carrier operations, amphibious invasions, tanks, walkers, everything. Damn. As with the Clone Wars and the Republic, and remember the Confederacy, who's the Confederate Army, right? Clone Wars and Republic. World War II fundamentally transformed the United States, transforming it to an isolationist nation into a globe-spanning superpower. Superpower. You see it, man. Amalgamation of the wars, and yes, we have a confederacy when we talk World War I and II, just like Star Wars and the Clone Wars. The clone troops, right? Are the clone troops the same as these incubator babies? Love to Tiffany. She says, are incubator babies natural? Come on now. Come on, man. My grandma had hers naturally. I'm starting to understand by and by. Hey, tap into the most high. Yeah, man, everybody was going crazy over these Cabbage Patch Dolls, Garbage Pail Kids, Pale Kids. Pale means black. Oh boy, this video was hard. ASAP. I'm rocking with you, man. I get it, man. I don't know all the acronyms, but I get it, man. They are the AI, right? Alchemical serpent just bursting into consciousness. Just now bursting. That everyone is wondering will take over. They already did, but the time is over. They are the Terminators. The rest are like the Matrix's agent zombies. Wolfman. Woo, they are the AI reaching technological singularity. Research technological singularity. That's when AI starts to regenerate itself, update itself, doesn't need no creator no more, right? 40 seconds in and you haven't told one lie. Not one. Love to Fatima, man. Man, yeah, I looked up white. Stork birds dropping off these babies. Josh Harris, what it do? Dropping more gems. What a video. Absolutely awesome display of information. I appreciate you, Sage. Thank you for sharing. Oh, man, all the kinds, man. Mankind was created. Love to Lord Step as well, man. Mankind was created in caves, in the caves of Draco, in the Caucasus Mountains. Back to the big head scientist Yakub flow. They can't produce melanin. They can't produce this unknown substance of unknown origin. Important compounds. I used to be pale skin tone, but since my pineal gland's been activated, I don't get sunburn. Is that right? You went from pale to Naga? That's crazy, man. I darken into a copper tone. Melanin is dark, man. So you were pale, but now you are melanin? All right, man, I got to see the proof, man. Send us a picture. AI for your cash apps, man. All right. Ooh, Nazi Germany must have been the continuing. This is what we're talking. So Germany was swarthy, right? Swarthy complexion are these Germans. So how did they get non-swarthy? It must be a continuation of the incubator babies. Halal HaWah, man. And you know, we're going to dig later, man, on this Moorish. I'm going to go into Yandex and go more. I just started my search into these clone genetic incubators when we talk this more and more flow. But remember the Yakub flow. And I'll leave this link for you to dig on. Love to Shahala.wordpress. You know, I mean, Yakub, the big-headed scientist, a lot of these whites were growing all kinds of grotesque animalistic genetics out their head bone, like horns and stuff, tails and stuff. You got the Yucatan or Mexico, meaning mix, like mixed multitude, or the Abyssinia. Ancient land of Judah, Ham, Mu, all that. Cushite, Chaldean nations, and the Garden of Eden, all of which were established by the great scientist Yaqub or Jacob. Yaqub was a last great genius of the dark olive-skinned nation. Okay. This part of the world is where the grafting, or at least part of the grafting experiments to create the Caucasian, were being conducted. So before you go over here, you got to start, or over there, you got to start right here. The Atlantis flows right here. You know what I mean? They say Morocco's right here, right? So Yaqub is right here. And these were experiments, this cloning, as well as the incubator flow. And are they just using old technology to repopulate with the pale incubator babies? From the Yucatan all the way to the sea or the area of Argentina, the experiments were being conducted in various locations. From the Yucatan to Argentina, so we're talking India Superior, man. When the continents were together, it was all considered one great landmass by the original peoples of the plain. Some have known it by the ancient name of Maxim, Africa. Afra means earth or dust, remember? And this is northwest of Maxim, or northwest Africa, or North America. North America is northwest of Maxim, North Africa. So I'm glad you said it, so I don't have to keep repeating it. North America is Africa, boss, right? South America is southwest of Maxim, Maxim or Shim, right? Southwest Africa, Central America, Central Africa, or Afra means earth. The pyramid universities of the ancient civilizations were built by master mason craftsmen of the Moabite nation. Stop it. Oh, you Moabites want to take all the credit. Okay, so Yaqub. But we know the Moabites are part of the Psalms 83 Confederacy, and we know it's a more and more war, and they're hiding in our tents. Oh, man. Sometimes it goes deeper than deep, man. So Yaqub is one of the master occultists who is the brains behind the making of the white race, white people, the Europeans. Some may say that Mr. Yaqub was insane at this time, the dark olive-skinned people or the Moabite. So all dark-skinned people are Moabites, or are you just specifically honing in on the Moabites? Moab and them were at war with Israel, right? So did they create our opposites? Did they create our opposites to slay the dragon? Because they don't have it, so they brought our opposites and sent them from Europe here, and they brought our opposites and created them here in the 1800s and called it a reset. Is that what's happening, boss? In Coney Island, which is just a rabbit, and the rabbits, be reproducing. The rabbit replaced the older Coney. Spain, land of the West, land of the rabbits, because of the reproduction of these hybrid or mankind, right? Well, my Naga said to look into New Iberia, Louisiana. We'll get more into this next time. New Iberia, New Eber. Some talk about the infants of the infantry. We'll dig on the infants of the infantry. And we keep seeing this homunculus title, which is an alchemical practice, man. Genie in a bottle. Popularized in the 16th century alchemy. We've been talking alchemical serpent, alchemical dragon, 19th century fiction. Dodge the high jab. Has historically referred to the creation of miniature, full-formed humans. And these many humans is what we digging on. with these Cabbage Patch Kids, man.
After the last recent
I can't make this up.
Purposes, but if I told that in our not so distant past, babies were created and incubated en masse, distant past babies.
Man, the incubator babies of Coney Island. Coney is rabbit. Land of the rabbits is Spain. Spain in the west. See clearly, Kyle? We're talking Conies.
Babies were created and incubated en masse. This happened and was showcased as attractions at the World Fairs and even in New York's Coney Island.
Coney Island. Rabbit. Spain, land of rabbits. Spain of the West, right? New Iberia. We're talking fully formed humans. Orphan babies. Hesperia. Con. It really appears to be all happening, man. Y'all left so many great comments. You know what I mean? We'll continue, man, as we flow, but you see it, man. And y'all keep talking about Boss Baby, so we'll dig on Boss Baby, but y'all go dig on it. And shout out again to Remedy H, man. Hey, I appreciate your recon, man. These people are our supervisors. They are so robotic. Yeah, man. Hijack City, all they are is about this system. They just can't unlink themselves. Wow, this make so much damn sense. All true. Yes, I have a conversation with myself, inner monologue. I thought I was crazy. I would have a full conversation. Also, the universe teaches you as well. So when you go within and meditate, or however you want to do it, you will find the answer you are looking for, because, you have the inner monologue, man. It is not out, it is within. Now, we know why copper-colored babies with the melanin do things earlier than other babies. Drop, thanks for the info. It brings everything into perspective. Human and mankind, they don't want us around because they not like us, but they want us around them. Yeah, the infantry comes to mind, where these children, the infants in the infantry, in the military. Love the copper no sis. She dropped the infant drop, man. This is truly blows it wide open, man. This truly blows it wide open. And it's the kind that dropped the New Iberia. Said dig on New Iberia, Louisiana, Iberia Parish, Academia. Love to Rex, Rex, man. Hey, looking at the text showing the great Shia, the Shishia, as the Tangu Empire. My grandmother is of the Nabadashi tribe out of Texas. Told Texas stand up. Phonetically, Nabashi, Nabadeshi is Nabadashi. Looks to be the black soul of the great Shia, man. Angelina River, Angelina County, Texas. Angelina National Forests are named after her. She's known as the Indian Princess. Woo! Woo-hoo. I can't pop it off no cleaner and no clearer than my cons right here already got the drop, man. So the three treasures are the essential energies sustaining human life. The Jinn, the Ki, the Shin, right? You got the Jinn being the nutritive essence. Spirit or sperm, right? Seed, you gotta control your seed. perfected yin in nature. The ki, the vital force, right? We're getting the ki, the breath. Wow, vitality, vapor, vigor, attitude, the shin, the spirit. The vessel which the spirit is contained contains your shin, which is your soul, mind, God, or HaWah, deity, supernatural, man. Being and yang in action, right? So, and the Tao, right? What's the Tao connected with the Tao? Ooh. We see clearly. Yeah, this Jin connects you, man, with this restoration flow, Qigong flow. And all this connects to your Shin, the Shishia. Connect with what they call the mythical immortal flow, the dragon body, the immortal flow, supernatural magical abilities flow, right? Heavenly realm, self-cultivation, alchemical flow, right? Okay. Your kidneys got the yin and yang flow, vital for storing Jin. So you gotta flush them out, but not to a point where you're flushing out your essence, right? Out, you gotta get that alkaline, right? The yin yang, governing growth, development, reproduction, seed, right? Kidney is the key. DNA, the D-N-E-Y is the DNA, but we ain't talking junk, right? We just got it. So yin and yang are also the root of yin and yang for all the organs. And the kidney Wan is the John, Khan. The John is the Preston, Managa, the priest, right? Original essence is the foundation of life, which is why the Preston, is the function, right? And how are your kidneys functioning? The foundational substance, which still connects to the, substance of unknown origin, mysterious substance, the dragon, alchemical dragon, which still connects with the substance of your junk, which is the what? The cordages, the cords that create the substance when they're unraveled. We got that. So, woo! The Jin is the root of the yin and the yang. The kidney yin and the kidney yang. Kidney yin and kidney yang. And one provides the warmth on top of your head bone. One provides that moisture and nourishing organisms, which causes that wet spot we were talking about. The Wan Jin is the primordial essence, the foundation of all the energies of the body. It's considered the root of the key, is the Wan, who is Prester John. Primordial, we're talking first, original, essence, foundation, or the function. It is the source of both key DNA, yin yang, and its depletion can lead to significant health problems. So you don't want to be depleted of your yin or your jin, right? So how do you build it up? This is why we're talking about meditation, so we can have life when we talk foundation of life. Kidney health is closely tied to overall well-being, including growth, development, reproduction, longevity. Imbalances in kidney, yin, yang, or jin can lead to various health issues such as fatigue, back pain, infertility, because your seed ain't flowing, accelerated aging, like these incubator babies. Why they aging so fast? This one key, vital key, innate or prenatal key. Remember, the key is in that heart bone. You don't want your heart to stop, right? So, inborn key. And before it becomes yin yang, it's just the Wan. Key. And the key is the king. So the Wan king is the Prester John. the king. The key is the king, and the NG is the Naga. The NG is the Negro, right? NG is the nigga, right? The nigga, the negoose. Rex negoose, differentiated from acquired key that a person may develop or replenish over their lifetime. We're talking about that Wan Yang and Wan Yin. So when you talk about your kidneys being the root of ki, the left kidney is the Wan ki, or Wan Yin ki. The other is the Wan Yang. Both are Wans, right? Both are Johns. Both are kings. Both are keys. Keys to what? Vitality, immortality, living forever. Ooh, San Wow, San Jiao, Chinese medicine, right? We're talking transportation of the Wan Qi. Before it becomes yin and yang, Manaya, it is just Wan. And I'm asking again, who is Prester John? Which is why we gotta dig on the Hans. Khan. The Xi Jing. They say the Chinese phrase Xiang Jing can refer to fairyland, right? Fairies in code word for dragon. Fairies is code word for dragon. Get Prester John like in the early 20s for that, right? So a place where immortals or fairies live in Chinese mythology. We're talking transcendent celestial beings, transcendent humans, not mankind, not incubators, right? Spiritually immortal, Manaya. Deuteronomy 34, his eyes were never dim, his life force never lost or abated. Xiang can also mean wizard. Who is Prester John? The Magi, right? Magicians, shaman, sorcerers, right? So when they went on their witch hunt, Salem witch trials, who are they hunting, man? They're hunting the Nagas with the, you know, the key, the she, the jinn. They're hunting the jinn, and the Arabic flow is like some negative, you know, supernatural situation. But we're talking about natural by law, fountain of youth, essence, or key DNA, kidney essence. In traditional Chinese medicine, Jing is considered one of the three treasures, along with Qi and Shen. We bringing it all back together. And we'll get on, you know, some more of these great comments next time. You know what I mean? Back to the cloning flow. And just, you know, dig on what happened. Back then, with the cloning, Hijack City. White people like to use the things that they do not like about themselves and project them into other people. So the white people just reverse roles, trading places. Remember that movie? With the dark olive-skinned people. The white man is a perpetual liar. Oh. His story, right? Look at all the Hollywood movies they create to boost their self-esteem, their white fantasies. Damn. I'll leave this link. It got plenty of drop. Plenty of drop, man. A knowledge of biology, anatomy, organic chemistry, pigmentation, botany, electronics, and the magnetic laws of opposite attraction involve steel and iron elements were some of the sciences that women scientists and Yakub used to create the white people, ruddy-skinned people through animalistic experimentation and amalgamate them with the original dark olive skin peoples of the plains. So again, it wasn't just, you know, whites that were created. We also, you know, got to look at darker complexion people too, as incubator babies, you know, in certain tribes, man. But, ooh, we see clearly Hijack City has been active, man. So they created the albino. The albino Charles Kento, which we know, of course, was a swarthy Naga. The albino Queen Elizabeth, and then, right, the incubator version, right? These Germans. And how did all these places get so white so fast in Russia, you know, South America, Brazil, and Central, like, how did they get so white in America? Incubator babies, soulless. These are the same soulless looks that we've seen on the orphan trains. But here we're talking about Russia, man, Prussia. We're talking the same soulless. So some was a natural breeding and some and most was not. And now he's the Ross in 1841, but in 1810, they already had incubator babies in the World Fairs, right? Got 'em. Wow. The new King Georges. The old King Georges on the penny. And you got the new. They call it a reset. Queen Charlotte. So we got iconoclasm and them changing of images, syncretism and all that, and then you just got straight up incubator babies. Shout out to Real History WW, man. We talking Scotland, Ireland. Yeah, man. Y'all got it. Get the link. Since the albino people do not make fake portraits of black or mulatto people, rather they only make fake portraits of albino people so as to fit their bogus history. Thus we can safely assume that this whitenized portrait of Prince James III of England is the fake, and that the mulatto-looking Prince James III is the authentic portrait. Prince James III of England was the son of deposed King James II of England, or James VII of Scotland. As such, James III claimed the English, Scottish, and Irish thrones. Upon the death of his father in 1701, he was recognized as the King of England, Scotland, Ireland. But the original United Kingdom is the United Kingdom of the Americas, or the Hebrews, right? So they're taking that title too of the UK. Where's the real kingdom? There can only really be one. True authority, right? Royals on this earth plane. So which James is the real one? It's this one or this one, right? Hijack City. So either they'll do it in the images and the paintings and the iconoclasm, or they'll just do a reset, right? God. Shoo. Man. Louis, Mary Therese, the real Mary Therese, daughter of the Queen of France, of Spain, by the way, of Spain, by the way. Right, okay. So this is the real Spain, right? Real swarthy, just like Benjamin Franklin said that the Spaniards are swarthy. We out of here, baby. We back in Moo. We back in the promised land. They say land of rabbits. They say Coney Island. Yeah, we back, man. KTC, that mean keep the cold. All we saying is KTC, man. Cause you were on the walls. KTC, that mean keep the cold. Let's go. Shalom, cuz, man. We back, Jack. Hijack City's actors. Halal HaWah. To your feet, we be dripping cold. KTC, that means keep it cold.
KFC, we do that no more. Cherokee, like the days of old. Vaccinate, we just tell them no. We the Capricorn original. President John, he been here before. Hosea 3, we already know. Grand and Kanye, they be hiding acres. Killing purple like my favorite Lakers. KTC, that mean keep the cold. Rest in peace, Kobe, he to go. Mama with them wings, that's a dragon. Used to Bella with my pants sagging. Now we redefining high fashion.
Got that glow for whoever's asking.
Chicken mama on your favorite corner.
Favorite corner.
Need that work, we your favorite donor.
Favorite donors.
Milk sauce to your front door.
Front door.
Make them holler, we don't want no more.
No more.
Dropping up is our only option.
Only option.
For the con, we gon' get it poppin'.
Get it poppin'.
KTC, that mean keep the cold.
Keep the cold.
Cold, keep us here from head to toe. Last chance is you friend or foe. Cause we
Hijack free will sink your boat.
Sunni complex reppin' how we cool.
Esteban Nico shook these knockers.
KTC, you know how we do.
How we do.
Put our power first, we'll never lose.
Never lose.
Purple tears of joy, I love you.
I love you.
Purple crying cause red loves blue.
Red loves blue.
And I put it on the AI.
MHOE.
Taking off.
Yeah, we dripping in that
mem
sauce.
We paid the cars, now we beat the ball.
Beat the balls.
Tribal music, we just let them know.
Let them know.
KTC, that means keep the cold.
Keep the cold.
Tribal mafia, they going stupid.
Going stupid.
Getting smarter cause the drop is fluid.
Okay.
Fire starter just to light it up.
Light it up.
The coops they died trying to
Trap
trap
'em
them
up.
up. Slip that treaty through the
Back door.
Peace and friendship made it
More and more.
Grab my shield, wouldn't hesitate.
Hesitate.
While they argue heritage or hate.
Hey.
USA, call it Hijack City.
PSA, you ain't
fucking with me. OG Naga from the days of old.
Days of old.
KTC, that mean keep the cold.
Keep the cold.
Swan Night, I'm a Bravo.
Bravo.
That was back in 774. Forbidden history,
We got the book.
MHOE, we got the look.
We got the look.
Five Eyes Mob, drinking HaWah.
5 eyes.
Now we can all say Halal HaWah. KTC, that mean keep the cold.
Keep the cold.
Enjoy Shabbat, chillin' in my robe.
In my robe.
That's Clan Ross at your front door. You gonna pay your way and ask that go. Montezuma for the free throw.
Free throw.
Nipsey Hussle, let the wings grow.
Wings grow.
He gon' hit us with that free flow.
Free flow.
Hitting Crenshaw in that
Green low.
Hit them switches for the free show.
Free show.
Carving chickens in the
Street
street
pro.
432.
We the freak show. Oh.
KTC,
That mean keep the cold. KTC, that mean keep the cold. KTC, that mean keep the cold.
KTC,
Keep the cold.
KTC,
Keep the cold. Yeah. Where X marks the spot. Halal HaWah. Shabbat up. Keep the water flowing. Keep the fire burning, my noggin. And keep the cold. Stay up. Suit up. Choose up. Drop nation. Wow. Tribe up.